Okay, sorry about the chat. Hold on. Is it going on right now?
Incredibly efficient structure.
Stop. I think this is it.
Let's go, baby! Let's go.
Alright.
Let's go!
You know,
Yeah, I got one in.
Scream, buddy, you got knifed. All right.
If it would stop loading.
Right? You got knifed on a global stage. And look, buddy, these things happen. But let me ask you this. What would Phoenix do? He would dust himself off, pop that collar even though it doesn't make any sense in the animation, and he would hit the W key once again.
Can you hear me?
That's what you're gonna do, Scream. You're gonna show everyone that, you know, just one little run-in with the business end of a karambit cannot keep you down. You got this, buddy. But just maybe consider, like, the jet next time, because I think that might be a better option. Please. Yeah. This
Yeah, I can hear me, but it's like I'm very low. Hold on. Okay.
Yeah, with the stupid sound.
I
Okay.
think Scream will really appreciate that.
I think he would.
He's a young player. He's nervous on the stage. He really needs your kind of
God.
calming advice to center himself after that embarrassment.
It really does.
Yeah, and now that both NA teams have won, I think he'd really appreciate some free health advice. So
Yeah.
it's very kind of you to do that.
Yeah, what can I say? You know, because one of us up here has to be, you know, a licensed doctor, and it sure as hell ain't going to be this guy.
You're closer than him, I think.
Well, probably. Anyway, though, moving on. He wants to kill me.
I wish I had
Moving on
my
with our
webcam,
initial
like a
playoff
webcam, bro.
matches
Y'all can see
complete.
me.
Let's actually take a look at the bracket, see where we are right now. Because today, it's an unfortunate rough one for the EMEA fans. All three teams are up for elimination. And we're going to be losing at least one. Maybe two, Mimi. And coming up first, we've got Leviathan taking on the defending champs from Copenhagen, of course, FPX. And later, it's going to be Team Liquid versus Fnatic. And the crowd is going to be going bananas for that game. I think we know who they're going to be rooting for. But Mimi, this is going to be a loaded day.
Yeah, you're painting such a grim picture, but really, I mean, EMEA fans have to be happy. At least one of their teams has to win today. It's a great day.
That's so unnecessary. It is rough for EMEA, but
It's
as
sad,
one
yeah.
region falls, the others prosper. And I think that you've got the LATAM teams, just South America in general, the Americas region, you know, looking forward to 2023, prospering here.
Yeah, but we can't call anything too early. Everyone is still in this playoff bracket.
Oh, yeah.
Anyone can still get a run and even win this tournament. Those teams down below, it's going to be tough, but they're not out of it.
Yeah, oh yeah. If you're out there, you know, tweeting and twittering your hands away, you know, going on VLR and typing EU, why so sad and stuff like that, don't count your horses quite yet, because, you know, especially with our crowd that's behind us, because they were vocal yesterday. They were firmly behind the EMEA teams. You had a whole group that was pulling for Scream and Liquid, and the place went absolutely bonkers when Alfier came out for his walkout there. We actually do have footage of it here, because we had to go back and look at the sound levels to see how loud it was in the arena.
Yeah, I mean, they just went nuts.
Yeah,
for Alpha.
we got a graphic. We got a graphic. Look at this.
The crowd were chanting and stuff as well.
So I know the people at home aren't used to hard-hitting analysis on this show, but this is what this is. We've went back, we got an audio level recorder, and we saw how much people cheered for all these players. Alfier, 110 decibels. That's like a motorcycle driving by next to your ears. It's insane. A lot. Artists, Scream, both up there. Cryo, obviously. Library volumes. They do not like that guy.
No, not
And
a
then
fan.
Psycho, they were making a lot of noise, but it wasn't cheering.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't cheering.
He held his side.
This man has turned into a supervillain.
He looks
Someone
like
needs to stop him.
he looks like
Man,
a
this is
mid-level
so
villain in the
good.
Avengers. You know, he looks like a character that was left off the cutting floor of Falcon Winter Soldier or something like that. Like my
It's
God.
so good. It's so good. I love the way the BCJ leans into it as well. He's
Yeah.
just got his arms folded at the side like, shh.
And it's like, how
Calm
could you hate
down.
BCJ? He's like the nicest dude in the world. But
That's the thing that makes it the best, actually, because the Exit guys are so lovely, and the crowd roots against them so much. That is just a perfect arc.
Yeah.
I'm all here for the villain arc for Exit.
Yeah, and they've said they're absolutely loving it. In like their post-game press conference, Psycho is just like, oh yeah, we're fully leaning into it. The boos have fueled us to be better.
yeah, the boo. booze had few. I was going to say the booze. Dear Lord. All right. Nothing gets a crowd fired up, though, like an incredible clutch. And, you know, we've had so many of them here in Istanbul. We actually have had a few that happened with the teams that are competing here today. And I just kind of want to go back down memory lane. Josh, what was your favorite clutch?
I think my favorite clutch is from Taco Leah, who is playing today as
That's
well.
right.
Leviathan player who pulled this magnificent thing off. So Taco is in a 1v3 clutch here against Paper Rex, taps the spike, and ducks into the brim smoke, completely outplaying Devi. Then
That was the craziest fucking pistol flick I've seen. That was nice, I ain't gonna lie. Chose the vibe
And
a
what I
little
love
bit.
about it too is most clutches when you pull off a 1v3 or better,
There we go.
the other team has to be making tons of mistakes.
Yeah.
In that one, I think Paper X played it as good as they could, but Taco outplayed them.
Yeah, no, it was a beautiful play. But, Mimi, now I got to know, what was your favorite clutch?
Yeah, another one that.
Guys, you know, our pro players are phenomenal, but we actually asked our viewers to send us some of their best plays, Mimi.
I mean, it's just a video game. Surely the viewers are great too. I've seen some of the messages in Twitch chat, and I'd have to say. They're very intelligent
They
across
are
the board.
some of the smartest people I've ever met, and our crack producer Kurt went out there and he got the best clips to show us. So let's actually go ahead and check out a few of these here. Let's see now. Clutchy says Carlo.
Okay. All right. Pushing down long. What was that spray? Transfer.
Wow.
Jeez.
Okay, that's clean actually.
That was great.
That actually wasn't
I
bad.
mean, his opponents were maybe doing a significant quantity of trolling and continuing to swing him in this situation, but it's good. The alarm bot got the vulnerable, a nice spray transfer. I mean, I'd love to see it.
Nice, I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, we have another one. Just casual raise plus fade combo. Let's see how this works.
A
For an
raise
ace.
fade ace.
No.
Surely his opponents aren't all gonna run into
This
this.
is what
Surely.
No.
Right?
Oh no.
He chucks. Oh, no.
Oh no. I see
no.
at least three.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
Oh my god,
no.
that's so toxic.
Oh, that is just
No.
Tragedy to watch.
I've seen
Oh
that happen in
my.
pro games as well, though.
That is so on another level. That is so.
Okay. Not bad.
What is
Dead
going
Dash
on?
is in.
The round's over. Why are we showing this? What's no?
No.
Oh.
I would be so pissed.
Yeah.
I would legit leave the game. I'm not gonna lie. Oh my god, I'd be so mad if that happened to me.
I don't know. Spike Rush is very competitive. From my games, at least. It feels like I'm out there playing on the main stage.
Surely they could hear the Soba darts. Surely they could have heard it. Surely someone could have expected it coming.
I like
thing is
that
that
it's
they both died.
from a Twitter user called Goober. It's just perfect.
Oh
I think
my
it's
God,
safe to
this
say
is-
that none of those clutches were quite on the level of Taco and Ardis. There might be a bit of a skill difference.
So I
Yeah,
think
I'm
it's
not
a
gonna
little
lie.
easier to pull off a Spike Rush clutch than it is in front of like an audience of a few thousand people all
Hey.
booing you.
Let me tell you, that guy, his mom was cheering him on from behind. Anyway, guys, make sure you use the hashtag Valorant Champions and VCT so we can feature your best tweets on the broadcast. And we thank you so much for submitting some of those plays. And while you're there, why not vote in today's poll? We want to know who had the best clutch at Champions. Is it Artis, Tacolia, Stacks, or maybe even Shao? Use the QR code right now. Bam! Right there. Scan it with your telephone. Okay, but maybe not. I think you got to use like a smartphone because if you use a telephone, it doesn't have a camera. So anyway, I don't even think who uses a telephone anymore. So coming up after the break, we're going to dive deep on our first elimination match of the day between Leviathan and Fun Plus Phoenix. As always, see you on the other side.
Who do y'all have winning, to be honest? What? Okay.
Welcome to Subway's biggest refresh yet.
Oh my
They're
gosh.
dropping 12 new subs.
I
on
always
the
have this
Subway
ad on
series menu.
YouTube.
You've never seen subs like this before, Chuck. Meteoric meatiness and Chowtown.
I'm not gonna lie, some of it does look good. I'm not
Time
gonna
for more
cap.
appetizing
But you know
analysis.
that it's so cap for advertisement. I heard they use glue to like
The new boss is a perfect 10.
make the cheese stretch out like that.
Wait, what are we talking about?
He's always clueless.
Thank you for nothing. The new Subway series. What's your pick?
Welcome back, friends of Valorant Champions Istanbul. It's time to break down our first match of the day between I truly did not expect to find ourselves in. Let's first start.
It's gonna do this a decent amount.
With Leviathan, who looked so hot. This is part of the reason why I'm shocked, Josh, because a lot of people were saying this is a team that's going to go all the way. And then they're playing FPX, who literally just won our last event. I can't believe we're here.
It's wild, because Leviathan were one of the most underrated teams coming into the tournament, you could argue. And then once they won their group, everyone was maybe overrating them. It could have swung the other way. It's still a lot of a tournament left to see, and if they're able to win against FPX, then sure, then they'll have proved themselves even further. But the manner in which they lost to Loud in the upper bracket was crumbling after a 12-6 lead, and that, I think, is going to allow a lot of people to wonder about what their mental state is like.
Yeah, it feels like it was a return to some of their previous issues, right? If you remember back in last year, the start of 2020, they're always losing to crew. They're always choking these leads to crew to fail to qualify for international events. And they were looking good. They were looking so enabled. And they come into this match and just let a huge lead slip away from them. Now they find themselves in a super disadvantaged position here, down in the lower bracket. You have to face up against FPX. They had their opportunity, and it is completely kind of just swept by them.
Yeah, no, you could see how dejected the squad was after that loss. And well, let's actually go ahead and hear from King, who was brutally honest with us following the L that they held against Loud earlier in the week.
Teníamos buena lectura sobre ellos, habíamos visto muchas bots, sabíamos cómo jugaban, seguían jugando como sabíamos que jugaban, pero el primer mapa perdimos por la ansiedad, no supimos cómo resetear el mental después de ese primer mapa y nos comíamos, no sabíamos cómo cerrar el mapa. Nada, yo creo que ese fue el gran cambio, que sentimos que ya habíamos ganado, entró la ansiedad y nada, no me pude adaptar como IGL y eso.
King is watching this angle, just holding for it, making sure that not too much damage can be done for them. Reset, flick of the wrist, dodges it all down, and the ace might have been stolen, but going to be happy with that, I think. No casualties in the mix.
No, ahora toca seguir por el lower con esa mentalidad y jugar tal cual como lo hacemos en las prácticas. Siempre usamos eso de broma, pero al mismo tiempo es como nuestra cábala, como nuestro amuleto de buena suerte, por así decirlo. También nos pasó en playoffs, perdimos la primera serie y terminamos saliendo campeones. No estoy diciendo que tal vez se repita la historia, pero sí queda mucho torneo.
I think that's a sign of a good leader, though, as well, because he had 300 ACS average, and he's still putting the responsibility and the blame on his own shoulders about how he's not able, as an IGL and a team leader, to adapt. I think that bodes well, as long as the others can step up, too.
Yeah, this team is very adaptable. They've proved to us before that they can perform under pressure, but now it is all on the line for them this year.
Yeah, well, look, guys, despite their loss, Leviathan showed us some really cool strategies. And for more on their play style, let's send it over to the man with the galaxy-sized brain. It's Balla over at the Telestrator.
Galaxy-sized brain.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we did definitely see a lot of adaptability from King and their calling overall. But let's take a look actually at what happened with the game against Loud, because obviously they stumbled on Icebox. But I want to look at Haven, because this is where you saw their problems really compound. They have a good idea to start here. By hitting up on this B site, they're actually aware of what Psyduck's doing with his Rolling Thunder, and that's why they sent Tacolia in to plant, so you could TP out if there's a case where the Rolling Thunder is used in the back of site, just like it is. So you see the situation afterwards. You have him all the way by himself. The problem is how they continue from here against Loud, and it was all crumbling. You have actually so many different threads and just disconnectedness from the entire team. So let's go ahead and full screen zoom, and you can see Takalea just died to less right here. And then as we continue to play the clip a little bit, even more spread is going to happen. You're going to have one player alone by himself over here, a second, a third, a fourth, and all these guys are easily isolatable from the team of Loud. And King's going to go ahead and go down. This was a completely different story in their group stage matchup against Paper Rex and against Team Liquid. You'll see this is a different game right here. You're playing against Paper Rex up at the top, and this is a team that's a lot more aggressive. So when Leviathan was able to actually react accordingly to the aggressiveness from the other their opposition, it was much easier for them to form up, group up here. 3 players on the minimap right now are fighting Jing, are fighting Forsaken, and they get easy 2 picks, and eventually they're able to capitalize on some advantages. This is the next, or another round as well, and you see Takalea on his own doing what he should be doing, right? In a 5v5, he's alone. The rest of his team all over towards A, getting control of the situation and of the map. But as soon as they recognize, okay, we've got an advantage on one side of the map, this Prowler's coming through as well, forcing us a little bit back, but we're also happy to give up this space right now. The adaptations mid-round, much better. They end up in a 5v1 on this site, and all of Paper X, they're realizing, is flanking right now. Melzer just TP'd away from the big flank that's happening right now, and there's flashes going on to Benkai, so he can't even take care of Melzer. He ends up sticking the TP, getting the kill from up top is King, and the round basically wraps up because Takalea is very aware of the flank as well. So these types of mid-rounding plays are really good, and I hope that we can see a Leviathan that is able to play like that in their upcoming game against FPX.
Thank you so much for that breakdown, Balla. Now let's go ahead and move on to the returning champions, FPX. Yes, they face elimination today, but that was a story in Copenhagen, and they're here to do it again, Mimi, in the lower bracket, potentially one more time.
Yeah, this team has a history with the lower bracket. They are very strong in elimination matches, and that was their story completely at Copenhagen. They lost their first round of the playoffs and had to make a full lower bracket run to be able to close out. But it's not quite the same here, because they started with their full roster. Instead, they had a game that slipped away from them against a DRX that were looking in peak form, and now they do have their full roster. They are starting in this lower bracket, but that is such a miracle that is very hard to repeat.
It is incredibly difficult to repeat a run like that, and I think they've looked mortal this time on certain maps too, but also against certain star opposition. That to me has been a real strange weak point for FPX, because they weren't able to shut down big stars on the other side. Buzz was going dumb stupid against them, and they had nothing to be able to stop it.
Dang!
And I know Buzz, spectacular player.
That's
Jet as well, but this is a threat.
If I could do this, oh god, I go crazy. Oh my god, he has a secret lab chair. That's so, I want a secret lab chair so bad.
We're showing you a couple
It's just
of seconds here, but
expensive.
Cryo did the same playing on Jet. Normally FPX are amazing at shutting down star talent. It's what got them on that run.
Yeah, but thus far at this event, I think that struggle has also been an issue, but they've also been a team that's good at adapting past it. When they lose those opening fights, when they get shut down initially, they're one of the best at making those adaptations, making those calls on the fly to be able to win out on those disadvantaged rounds. But it's putting them in a position where they're playing from the back. They were always in control of games and playing from the front when they made their run last time at Masters 2.
Yeah, well, it also helps too when you have someone like Artis from FPX, who, you know, is going to be one of those players that you're going to want to see step up again. He's going to have to turn it up, just like he did, Josh, against DRX. Even though that was a losing effort, Artis was playing great.
Yeah, and Artis
I'm legit watching it, Trevor, and it's not laggy. I don't know what you're talking about.
You see him here, number 2, out of all of the chambers at the event, but, and this is of remaining players left, Laz, of course, was pounding, but of these remaining players, Artis is still up at the top there. The problem is that he's often played disconnected from the rest of the team, and Artis can't win you a game just purely on his own. He is not going to try and hard carry games, even if he's putting up monstrous numbers and monstrous clutches.
Yeah, and he's good in those situations. He's great in those clutches, but consistency has always been what FPX has kind of prided themselves on. It's been the supportive line that is so incredibly strong. You think of their last run, it was the clutches from those backline players. It was more of an emphasis on artists having those moments in the early round and having the strong kind of line to trade them out to be able to win in those games. It's been a lot more struggle thus far at this tournament.
Yeah, I do agree with you, right? And I think part of FPX's success at Copenhagen was really the sum of all of their parts.
Definitely.
All of them coming together the way that they did. It just felt like there were 5 men on a mission, and they're going to have to find that same energy today. But we actually did get an opportunity to talk with Zipan, and he had a lot to say after that loss to DRX. Let's check it out.
DRX kind of playing the same. We watch their VODs and we know what they're gonna do. We just can't hit our shots or stop their executes. To be honest, the first map was really fun, probably the most fun I ever had playing Valorant. It was insane, with the crowd especially, and all the clutches happening. It was an amazing feeling having the crowd cheering for us.
That flash is excellent, and Zipan's there.
I hope so. We can activate the lower bracket buff. I think when we play under pressure and the enemy also playing under pressure, when it's an elimination match, I think we just play much better. We focus more. We know we can't do any mistakes. Good luck to the other teams.
Knowing that the pressure is going to be on here, Josh, I would be very scared to play against FPX in this environment because we've seen this before.
Yeah, the mad part is that you've got FPX, a team that has thrived in that lower bracket situation before, against a team of Leviathan who crumbled when the pressure was applied to them yesterday. So I feel like today is seriously a mental game and a big test for Leviathan.
Oh boy, it's going to be awesome. We're going to take a quick break. Day 11 of Valorant Champions is going to be kicking off in just a few minutes. Of course, we'll see you guys in just a few.
All right, well, that was interesting. God. Yeah, hype for this. What is that? Oh. Song can't sleep. Alright. Ooh, I have a HyperX, by the way, guys. Oh, I gotta add. But I have a HyperX Alloy Origin. Yeah, I'm getting with the trend. Let me stop. What the? Alright. 6 ads, chat. 6 freaking ads, bro.
Where I cook up more
oh my god.
And my very own noodle shop. Because if I can make a dish, why not make the next culinary empire?
Chair just rolled over my headset cord. I have a long, very, very long headset cord. And it is terrible. It'll be fine.
Drive. It's what propels the champions, the comeback kids, the underdogs. It means constantly improving, striving, hungering. No excuses, no days off, or no glory. It's drive.
Honestly, terrible decision. Iron and NA players join the chat. Chat, I need to play comp. I'm not gonna lie. I played this one with Trevor.
Invis is faster than braces. Invis is removable, so you can eat the foods you love and you're never stuck. Invis is leveling up your smile and giving you the confidence to win. Invis is drama-free.
Not anymore. And they so quiet. Tier 2 region. If it improves from your old rank, that's all it matters. Diamond
Welcome back from Istanbul. Earlier in the show, we actually asked you guys who had the best clutch at Champions. Was it Artist, Taco, Shao, or Stacks? And the results are in. So let's actually go ahead and check that out. Who have we got here? Artist. I mean, the man walks on water.
I'm not mad about that in the slightest. That Artist 1v3 was absurd, but the
Stacks one was nuts, though.
There was multiple Stacks ones. I mean, I can think of at least 3 thus far this tournament. And also just the moment of him kissing his mouse after he wins the clutch.
My kissed his mouse in front of thousands.
I mean, his marketing team is going to be coming to him with so many mouse sponsorships you wouldn't even believe. I mean, he's just put himself in position to get paid.
I hope so. I hope my boy gets a paycheck at the end of this one, because he certainly deserved it, especially with the amount of work he was putting in. But Mimi, before we start today, I mean, how you feel? How you feel about these matches? Because we are going to see one EU team
in the lower bracket again, but this time I'm not confident. That they'll be able to do the same thing again. I want to believe, but I'm not sure if I can, because Leviathan has looked so good.
Yeah, it's like the curses, you know? I mean,
so many.
I'm not going to get into it right now, though. But guys, this is it. These teams, they're going to need to clutch up and make magic happen, or their run is going to come to an end. It's Leviathan versus FPX, Team Liquid versus Fnatic. Day 11 of Valorant Champions Istanbul starts right now.
Bet. Oh, that's sick. That is fun. Riot Games. Can someone explain to me what the punch means? Or is that just the luck of a chance? Or is there like a background behind it? If it is, I have no idea what it is.
Cuando nosotros somos los que marcamos el ritmo, somos un equipo muy fuerte. Ahora con la presión de ya no tener una segunda oportunidad, vamos a concentrarnos en hacer nuestro juego.
When it's an elimination match, we just play much better. We know we can't do any mistakes.
Son un equipo que siento que dependen más de su individual. Tienen jugadores como Sugetsu o Chao.
Shao, if he has to do it single-handedly, he bloody well will.
I'm terrible with the sheriff. I'm gonna be honest. If you see me have a sheriff, bro, I will die immediately because I am so bad with it. I don't know how. Out of all the guns, that's the one I'm terrible with.
Having a full stadium all screaming for you.
Especially the recoil. I just be trying to. I'll be trying to hit 2 shots. I can't hit headshots with them. I'm gonna be honest. I need to work on that, but yeah.
We always somehow manage to playing as Fnatic in some like elimination match.
This is a matchup that people haven't seen for a while, so let's make it a good one.
I'm a bit confused on why Fnatic didn't win an event yet. But we're here now, so not this event.
Well, Scream, I hate to put it to you, but we're coming.
Is Leviathan good?
It's a lower bracket run for us. We've been there, done that. We're always going to thrive here. I think Liquid will be back much better.
We have to show what Fnatic is all about. So Liquid, you're going down.
Two world-class teams at the top of their game are ready to take the stage, and for one of them, it's the last time that they will in 2022. Let's welcome Leviathan and Fun Plus Phoenix.
What does Fun Plus even mean? Like, why did they just choose the name Fun Plus Phoenix? How did they just come up with that? To me, it doesn't make sense, but hey. What team's coming out first? I'm gonna lean back in my chair, you know, get comfy to watch this.
SPX Team Liquid Fnatic
This is it, folks. I am so excited on pins and needles over here because just to kind of top it off again, Mimi, just realizing where we are right now, that our defending champs of Copenhagen could be eliminated, and of course Leviathan have an opportunity to shock the world. But let's jump into these map picks.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one because these two teams share their best map in a sense, and thus far I have a lot more confidence in the way that FPX has been playing that map, with the bans Fracture and as well as Haven go away first.
Yeah, and those have to be banned. But also Leviathan have a weak map as well, Icebox. So FPX have picked into the worst map left available for Leviathan. So, and that's also the one where they went up 12-6 and lost it. So it's going to be the same kind of start for Leviathan here. Here's the question, what do Leviathan go for? Because any good map that they pick right now is also going to be excellent for FPX.
Yeah, you want Ascent, that's FPX's best map. You want something else, it's also going to be strong for them. Ascent is their option, but this feels like a gamble. The only time FPX have lost this internationally was that insane overtime versus CRX we just saw.
And it was one of the best games that I've seen. I think this map too is going to be an ultra banger. It's going to be awesome, but I just don't really have faith that Leviathan are going to be able to pull it off. So this is a very difficult start from maps to begin the series.
Yeah, I would expect here for FPX to get rid of the Breeze, and that's what they go for. But in terms of Leviathan's options, they can go Bind. It's a solid map for both teams, or they can gamble on the Pearl. They've been leaving it open, but haven't played it quite yet.
Go Pearl.
You have to gamble Pearl.
Damn it.
They don't, which means that FPX are allowed two of their absolute best maps in here. They get to play on Ascent, they get to play on Bind, and they get to play on Leviathan's worst available map, which is Icebox. The map pool could not be better for FPX right here.
Yeah.
I don't see a world, bar some crazy miracle, where Leviathan can win with this pool. I mean, it is just so stacked against them. The maps they have to ban are maps that are also not as comfortable for FPX. This is pure strength for FPX.
I think, though, what you have to say coming out of this, if Leviathan are able to win this series, they have deserved it so unbelievably. Because to take down the winners of Masters Copenhagen with a stacked map pool against you, if you win today, you deserve the world.
If they pull off the Icebox win, honestly, for me it starts at game one, and I think that if somehow Leviathan pull off that Icebox win, then we're looking at a completely different series.
I think either way, whichever map they could win to, maybe try and take us to a third, would be insanely impressive no matter how you cut it. Both those are so strong for FPX.
All right, guys, well, we're going to take a quick little siesta before our first match of the day. I actually can go for a siesta, but coming up next, we have map one. It's Leviathan and FPX. You don't want to miss it. See you soon.
Same cuts every single time. I have that. That's the one I have. Yep. If you want Snapchat, that's what I have. Oh my god, I want a secret lab share so bad. Oh my gosh. He looks so comfortable. I got my chair from Amazon. Oh my god. I want the Joker one. The Joker one's so nice, bro. Hey, Secret Labs, if you want to sponsor your boy, I'm here for it.
Welcome to Subway's biggest refresh yet. They're drafting 12 new subs for their all-new Subway series menu.
You've never seen subs like this before, Chuck. Meteoric meatiness and Chowtown cheesiness.
Let's go to our panel for more appetizing analysis.
The new Monsters Bacon has consummate, craveable crispiness.
The new boss is a perfect 10.
And Astra, if you want to sponsor me too, I want to.
What are we talking about?
Grog, thank you for nothing.
The new Subway series. What's your pick?
And still see
I joined Uber One to be frugal. Because I'm famous, but not famous. You know, I'm more like that guy from that thing famous. So saving money is pretty clutch for me. Pretty clutch.
Welcome back to Valorant Champions. This arena is ready to welcome our first two teams to the stage. So let's go ahead and bring them out. It's Leviathan and Fun Plus Phoenix.
No, wake up, this is the first thing I do.
Artist. Adversary. Angel. King.
It reminds me of
Shall.
I forgot. What was his name?
Siphon.
Mongrel.
Melsa.
That's what King reminds me of.
Bros. On your
Leviathan versus Fun Plus Phoenix.
Here we go. FPX, Leviathan. Both teams have some fans here, Mimi, as they should. They're both incredible squads, but only one can survive.
Only one can survive. It is the reigning champion of Copenhagen versus the very last hope for Latin America as a region.
And this clash is going to be excellent. I mean, you start off, and the parallels are instant between the Leviathan Loud game on Icebox. How do they mentally recover? They have a giant of a coach to try and help guide them across that. Somebody that's worked with teams that have been in these positions before and has pulled off miracle runs last year at Champs. Is it enough?
Is it enough? On the other side, though, FPX also so strong in the strategy. They come back into matches. They make such good changes, even if it is at the very last moment. This has echoes of Copenhagen with how their run started. If they can win out today, there's still a chance for them to make something happen of this tournament yet again.
Well, you know, I mean, speaking of the coaches as well, but I also think of, like, you know, the expertise on the team too, right? I look at someone like Angel as kind of just to be the guiding light for these players to keep them focused. That's part of the reason why they found all that success in Copenhagen. Whereas, like, are you going to get that over on Leviathan's side?
Well, that's why King was especially critical of himself coming out of the game against Loud. And I think they've had at moments to reflect and to go into this game knowing what they need to do. I think the advantage here is they are the underdogs. As much as Leviathan impressed everybody coming out of the groups, they're not expected here to beat the winners of Masters Copenhagen. The pressure is actually on the other side of things for the EMEA team.
Yeah, and the fans are with him too. If you're on that side of FPX, there is a lot for them to prove that they can do it twice, if they can be the first to succeed. For Leviathan, LATAM has always had low expectations. Your only hope is to go back in and make another miracle run for the region. If that doesn't happen, it's sad, but it's the expectation.
Is that like how they communicate to it?
Prime Gaming Age Select's about to start here, Josh. Let's see what we end up getting on Icebox, if we get any potential changes here as well.
I wouldn't expect there to be too many changes, honestly. Both of these teams are comfortable in terms of what they've been running, and I think for Leviathan, they'll be happy just thinking well, if only we got one more round, we would have easily dealt with
okay,
Loud.
Oh, interesting. There is a change on the FPX front. They've shown 2 comps thus far in Istanbul. One of those is running with that KO. One is running with the Raze. It's switching up what Zipan plays. They played this comp previously, actually, when they were losing on Icebox.
If they do that one play I saw earlier, bro, oh my gosh, that's going to be so
really
toxic.
Struggled to shut down those plants. A strength of the Raze. Although Zipan is a lot more comfortable on that dive roll than on the KO.
I think that's fairly true, yeah. Overall, I just expect FPX to be prepped coming in. They could be very confident that Icebox was going to be left open. The fracture ban from Leviathan is pretty much written in stone here. For Leviathan, no significant changes, but what you're hoping for compared to the prior game is that it's not only King. King was doing all of the work for Leviathan, even from the Viper role when he's normally their Raze player, the guy that leads from the front. They need big performances from Taco or from Shy as well, who had a monstrous group stage.
Shy is the guy I'm looking at, right? He struggled at Copenhagen and was so good to start out this tournament and hasn't really been able to match that thus far in their opening match of the playoffs. If he has one of those games where he can take over, can be right alongside King, then there is a good opportunity for this team, particularly with that defensive side it start to shut down.
And I think another key thing to keep your eye on as we head into Icebox is that Leviathan did not drop a single pistol round in the group stage, and then in the game against Loud, they were 50-50. So that makes an enormous difference for a team that doesn't win a lot of their rifle rounds. They need to keep up the dominance of pistols.
And if FPX is winning those pistols, they're one of the best at moving that momentum into big streaks with their bonus round win rate.
All right, this is it, folks. Time to find out who's moving on and who is going home. Let's send it over to your casters to bring the heat for this game. It's Doug and Balla.
Thank you so much, GB. Elimination on the line, a tragic day, really, for all 4 teams that are going to be participating in front of this arena right now. But first, to start off with 2 darlings, really, of the tournament, in Leviathan and Fun Plus Phoenix. Paul, that one hurts.
Yeah, it definitely does. Our Masters Copenhagen.
Imagine having all that money and having that trash headset. I'll be honest. Bro, what?
Yeah, maybe a bit of a
after groups, absolutely.
There's reason to want it to happen, right? Like, it feels good, right? And who doesn't love a good story? I think Balla, you know, the Desk was talking about it, the fact that we're going to Icebox and then Ascent. Do you feel like that's as heavily in favor of FPX as they might have suggested?
You know them headsets is gonna come through. We can see a little piece of that dude's ear sticking out.
Because Icebox, we saw what happened. I think the one saving grace is that they were in charge of that game, right? They were in charge of the Icebox game, so FPX is pouncing on the opportunity where they already have bad memories of choking that lead away, which was 12-6, right? That's the type of thing that they're going after, but realistically, they played a good game up until that point. So maybe that's the one saving grace, because the rest of the pool, in my mind, fully FPX.
Well, and that's the interesting thing, too, is that aside, is there a map pool that necessarily favors Leviathan, right? Like, are they so far the underdog in this situation that, I mean, it couldn't really be looked at a different way?
I mean, potentially in the map pool, but
you know,
overall, so what we've seen in groups, they can definitely pull wins on Ascent, on Bind, these types of maps that are very much known and very much practiced. That's where we saw the
fundamentals
that's
not really 3 cups of coffee on your desk.
No, there's not
this
really
dude said, I gotta get that energy up.
Oh, God. In that case, but
oh my gosh, really? Damn, that nigga got 4 cups.
Leviathan definitely has a chance if they can play like they played in groups, but that's where they need to reach.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing about an underdog story is that you never expect them to win, right? Like, it's it's not really a Cinderella run if you're expecting them to win every single match. We are getting started. We are getting into Icebox. And again, this is FPX up against Leviathan. Best of 3 to decide who survives in this, what has been the most stacked Valorant tournament ever.
Yeah. The only LATAM representative.
Here we go, chat. Here we go.
And EMEA's first potential team that could be going home here.
What is that knife? I hate that knife.
We are getting ready.
That's not look good to me.
Oh, baby, the crowd's fired up, and so are we. FPX starting off on attack, and there is heavy presence defensively here from Leviathan. So many members from FPX here as well. The first kill goes in favor of King.
What a good orb as well, just completely concealing one side of this. They are ripping them apart right now. That knife from Shy delayed them so much at the beginning.
And you've got to be careful. Taco Lidia has taken all of A. There was just a drone that went through mid. There is nowhere for FPX to go right now. They cannot easily pivot. And there you go. You see the man on your screen holding the angle. Has already sent off a couple of pot shots. Make you think twice about rotating back his way.
He's giving that up early. Very early, actually, and he invested a ghost, so no headhunter to get the one taps at that range.
Yeah, really not a ton of damage dealt either. Shao may have used the heal on himself. But either way, yeah.
It's still not much room to work with if you're FPX, though. Obviously, they took some space back on the backside, but Takulia has rotated as well. He's sitting right outside the kitchen right now. That's a great shot from Angel.
Yeah, crispy little punch back.
Leviathan
Caller for FPX.
together.
30 seconds
And off of that, they think there's room to breathe. There's room to work.
20 seconds, though.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have a ton of time.
We do have Shao's wall, so they can go for this plant. Also, no utility actually delay past the ball, so this is going to get it down. They have a chance here.
There's the wall that you were just mentioning. It's such a nuisance in these pistol rounds. It takes forever to get through. But now that that's been dropped, they're just going to pick their way through it.
Also does not have a counter wall here to go for the defuse.
What they do have is numbers, and what they do have is positioning currently. Continue to do things like that. They had the advantage as far as personnel goes, and they fumbled bag on that. Meltzer not shot.
Nah, good.
It's an
Okay,
awkward moment of staring each other in the face.
FPX.
Before FPX takes the pistol.
Nice, nice.
And there was no reason they should be able to pull out that 3 versus 5.
Oh, God.
Angel who picks up Artis' shit.
Yeah, ankle. 3 versus 5 is crazy.
And also, Takulia not finding anything on that backside flank. And he was quiet
He
in their
whipped the
last
hell out
game.
that.
Potentially a reason why. They had their struggles overall, because they have to compensate for potentially Takulia succumbing to the pressure.
He's normally the star for the Latin American representatives. And you're right, it was a quiet performance. We'll keep a close eye on him, as once again, it's pressure from Leviathan. And this time there's a Vandal waiting on the other side.
And it's such a good prowler as well from Angel to follow up on Artis' punish. Last time they got trapped in this garage, and this time they are dominating the lane.
Angel's already 3-0. They have 2 rifles into this round, a Spectre in the hands of Shao. And there's not even a sheriff to fight back with. Shao getting the spike down. Now Leviathan have to figure out how they're going to try to retake this thing back with the disadvantage that they find themselves staring at. It's all on to Adverso as well in this 1v4. The one glimmer was this. It's Sugetsu who only has a sheriff. And it's him who cleans it up at the end. FPX take the first 2.
And this is dangerous territory right
the
now.
hell out there.
FPX with 2 rifles still carried in this round.
He almost sold it. Dang, FPX is crazy. Come on, Leviathan. Leviathan.
And you do not want
Leviathan.
solid half here if you're Leviathan. They struggled on the attack side. That's where they got up to match point and lost 6 in a row.
They're sponsored by Red Bull. Jeez. Imagine that was 4 cuts of GPL.
Oh, that's cheeky. This time an early wall and aggression. It's not about...
Again, it's the same duel. 3 rounds in a row. And FPX, look at Sugetsu. He's gotten all the way into mid with his orb. Yes, he's tagged by the knife, so they know there's potentially an approach down at bottom mid, but is it tube? Is he already through? Adverso doesn't know.
Oh, he might. Oh, gosh. Oh, boy.
That's ugly.
Was that a safe haven bit right there? Potential to be it. As once again, FPX find themselves with the numbers advantage. Artis able to do what Sugetsu was not.
And it's so slow. Look, King is completely on the other side of the map right now. Already determining. They want to save, and potentially a good choice, but it's a 2 versus 3, right? You definitely want to give yourself the opportunity to get back in this round. So early. And Vietnam playing very, very safe and cautious here.
I mean, they don't really. I mean, you see it on screen. Shine King have really no money to speak of. But you're right. You kind of wonder with it early into the half as it is. This feels like a really. I mean, there could be a case study on this, right? Like, is it better to make an aggressive play here and try to make something happen, knowing it's early and you can still right the ship, or do you play safe?
A lot of look into FPX's buys here early. Were they able to snowball, 3-0?
I want that knife.
I was talking to Josh a little bit about this. Is FPX on this round specifically, they actually have some of the worst conversion rates out of everyone.
Which is so counterintuitive.
Yeah, you would not expect that. But let's see, the anti-eco in the 4th round. Where there's 2 weapons saved here from Leviathan.
The 2 we were just mentioning, ultimates up on either side. Meltzer has a Marshall.
And it's not the aggressive B-lane push that we've seen the first 3 rounds. Instead, Meltzer has that Marshall, like you mentioned, down the B-lane this time.
Oh,
he's going to take a set off.
Artist wants this fight. So bad. Spotted it, though.
He's getting a couple looks at it, too. Oh, surely he saw Ray satchel up. King not able to hold the line.
And that's one of the rifles. Meltzer's going to get for it. Artist is swinging. Oh, my goodness, just escapes.
But it looks like they want to continue. They want to continue to go forward. Zipon has gotten all the way up on top of yellow. The wall's going to go up, and Artist finds another.
And Shai's not in a position to nade this at all. So it's all on Adverso, who does shock and get 2 kills. Oh, my goodness.
He's gotten him certainly further than they were just a moment ago. He only has 5 HP to work with, though.
It's the flank.
Taco's got to find value.
The chamber trip is down.
He's got the headhunter, but he's been spotted, position given away, and he swings out into 2 members. Shaounsu gets you staring him down.
Standing ahead.
And Adverso, who's gotten them this far, is going to have to get him past the finish line himself. But, I mean, with no HP to work with and no time either.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at that movement that he had right there where he's backing off and then going forward with the dart. That's his teammate telling him, hey, try this. We've got to buy next round anyways. But he thinks better of it. FPX 4-0. We really haven't seen Leviathan in these types of positions so far this tournament. Right, where they're down early. Obviously, there was the game against Loud on Haven. That one's a little different. They just threw a massive lead. This one's right out the gate.
Enemy remaining.
Leviathan is doing a little bit terrible.
Artist has his ult. Really, everyone on the side of FPX is close to theirs, while Leviathan has a couple of members in a similar situation.
Zipon wants to get on top 2 here. So pay attention. There's definitely some things you can do here if you're Adverso and Shai.
Let's play.
Counteract this dart. Oh, he misses the jump, though. Look at that molly to deny the space from Shai. He can't even peek Zipon in that case.
Early stage wall down belong from Meltzer.
Also, this wall, too, thrown out from Sugetsu. They definitely want to commit to potentially a mid-split or pushing down the B lane and then getting the site itself rather than playing off and back towards yellow.
You see Shai up in kitchen has to respect that wall and not understand what's on the other side.
Wow, look how deep they're crossing actually in spawn right now. They're going to challenge Taco.
And he's not in rendezvous range. But he spots Artist. Does he realize that Sugetsu's up top? No, it doesn't matter. Taco's able to swing by just in the nick of time. And he's going to re-challenge. He's going to hold this angle again. Because why would you expect something like that? Taco takes a rendezvous, gets away.
FPX has no wall here to control the space. They have to fight.
Oh, and that shock dart and knife. That's going to delay things considerably. Or at least it should, but they're starting pushing on the other side. Adverso, he's here. No visual cue. There's the wall from Xiao. Now he's staring on the other side, but as soon as the panel goes down, he tries to engage. He tries to swing and fight. Rez in the hands of Meltzer. Things get hairy.
Same with Xiao, though. He can actually opt to dip back here.
Bring Artist back. It's just so far away. Shai on the tap. And there's no challenge. Now the gunfire ups in FPX. Walk away victorious yet again. A 3v3 here turns into a 3v1. As FPX just continue to dismantle Leviathan, but perhaps King can do something to equalize things. He's got it down to 1v1. Xiao healthy, but time once again not on their side.
The 3rd save in a row, and this one obviously.
That sucks. Dang.
Or you can actually decide whether the round was won or lost. This one for sure. They struggled to pick the players here playing back 410. What a shot from Zipon against Takalia. They were all grouped up. This is the dangerous part of playing that post.
Did they just fist bump? Fist bump
they can't really even move out of that space.
Oh my god. Fist bump.
Owner's got to get a talking to here.
To the air. There we go.
His players. Because FPX is rolling.
They've really just kind of had their way. Really, with the exception of what? Taco's play in the previous round, it really doesn't feel like they've had much.
I'd say maybe the pistol.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
He looks
I
pissed.
also had something going for him in that prior round where he got the 2K.
5-0.
Fantastic.
The point being, it hasn't been much.
No.
There's not much to write home about to the Leviathan camp, at least so far. But it's early, as we were just mentioning, right? Yes, it looks dire right now, but this could turn into an 8-4. This could turn into a 7-5.
Absolutely. Especially after one of these fabled owner timeouts.
Or the massacre could continue.
And honestly, I was thinking about this match beforehand. FPX, like, what should their mindset be? Not what should their, but what is it going to be? Because they just came off of easily the best match we've had at Champions so far, and they probably felt like they should have won that.
Yeah, a bit raw, perhaps. No? Letting a winnable situation get away from them. You wonder what their mentality is going into this one. Perhaps a statement looking to be made, and so far that's been the case.
Ooh.
Zipan.
And that was a Guardian in the hands of Adverso.
I mean, talk about returning straight back to a group stage form. It's actually Zipan who's doing it rather than Leviathan. Because his game against DRX was definitely more quiet than the group stages for him. And they did swap him back onto this Raze after playing KO earlier in this comp on Icebox.
Just one rifle left in the hands of King.
Look at the ults.
Oh, Shy managed to upgrade it. Now he has the Guardian.
Going for more. Shy's by himself. Just
aggressive.
completely alone.
Very aggressive.
King
you have
is
Artis on the other side, too. Oh, and you've got everything.
I mean, wow. FPX was such a good reaction. Angel's literally ready for that type of play.
Yep.
Zipan's backing up just at the right time, too, and the Nightfall just decays them down. Traces their path.
And it's just easy from that point. It really is. Look at how far up Sugetsu is. Or how far back, excuse me, really, as he's trying to keep Melser away. The thing is, they have nothing to save at this point.
Enemy remaining.
So maybe they're forced into the situation. Perhaps they can make a play off of that.
Save their dignity.
That doesn't seem to be working
Another
either.
one would have come from that
6-0
side.
lead for
I
FPX.
can't speak.
This has been difficult.
Oh my gosh.
Especially that last round, the more I start to wonder if this is starting to be a matchup diff entirely. Because that reaction right there from Angel, I mean, it's so perfect. And also, FPX is just receiving everything from Leviathan. Just really,
See,
really
he
nice.
messed up too. He said Leviathan.
All the games that I
But
watched from
it's just
Leviathan groups
confusing.
was them being that receiving end.
Yeah.
Them accepting the aggression. And that's potentially a reason why they were doing so well, was because they were good at that. Back to this mid strat. Zipan fast over. Another entry for the Swede.
And the thing is, Leviathan have they had 5. Now they have 4 ultimates into this round. So you wonder if maybe that's what they can do to swing the tide back in their favor. But an opening like that makes things so much more difficult.
Taco gonna go for the angle again. He's got the tour de force, but Zipan just 2 steps ahead of him.
FPX choosing to go back to A.
There's definitely some big cancelable ults here. Obviously, Zipan with his showstopper can get canceled by Shy, so FPX should be aware about this. And great response there.
King using the ult, and there's a showstopper, but there's no response. He gets the ult off, and Verso's able to trade back.
my
And Verso
gosh.
finds a third on the round. But now Angel, back sight. Trying to keep things back as Taco tries to bring Shy back from the dead, and he does.
Zipan's peeking in!
2v2, Zipan from up top finds another. Shy left alone. A little bit of utility to his aim, but not a lot of health. Spots one player, swings, nothing done. A 7-0 lead.
And Zipan is destroying this team right here. Destroying any hopes that they might have on this first map. Because like I said, that ult was cancelable. Look how fast he pops it. Just blindly shoots it at the ult.
Understanding the window is tiny.
And as soon as he shoots it off, yeah, the window, it goes away, but he gets it off in time.
Yep.
And now that's a wasted ult from Shy. Now that's a wasted ult from King as well. No Viper's Pit. They're going back to basics. And the thing is, FPX has already known that this is a thing, known that they want to go for this continuously.
Oh, this time Martin uses Flash, and he finds nothing. Finally, the first time we see Leviathan get an advantage off of that play.
Oh. That there's res here, and all of a sudden that advantage is gone unless they can stop this res from going down. There's no more.
Oh my god.
And they're not in a position to really challenge this res that you were just mentioning, so you're absolutely right. It just utilizes back before it.
It missed entirely.
Oh, it's not going to find anything.
The only response they had to stay in this. And it's back to 4v4.
Back into a 4v4 with one gun on the side of Leviathan.
FPX is going crazy this game.
Just ridiculous, man.
This entire
just a proper dismantling at every single step. Angel pushing forward. You see Shy with some utility out. As soon as the Viper wall goes up, the thing is they have someone back yellow. King makes that Guardian work at least a little bit. Shy Sheriff does too. Excuse me, it was Inversos. Either way, they're getting a couple of kills. Sugetsu in this 1v2.
Oh shit!
Finally!
Finally! There you go, Leviathan. Leviathan. Oh my gosh. I keep saying Leviathan because I'm just used to them. It looks like Leviathan. So, yeah, don't. If I keep saying it, just
I did see
ignore it.
A massive Leviathan section in the crowd earlier. There's a whole banner.
Yeah, they're rolling deep.
CEO's up in the front row as well. They've definitely got support. What a round from King. Actually, what a round from Leviathan in general.
He's so happy.
Happy about that.
And man, is that what they needed?
There's some
Oh, my neck hurts.
There was some great utility response there. At the tail end of that push when it was coming down from FPX, Taco's got the op.
Taco's got a challenge.
No, found. Nothing found.
Artist pushing his way forward. Zipan close by. Shao puts the wall up and he's going to get the spike down. They're going to have the Viper's Pit to deal with too. The shotgun's just a bit late, but Reverso continues to frag. Taco holding Sable with the operator. Again, they're going to have to get through the green goo before him. And can they do it? Can they find the space? I just don't know how they.
This pocket from Shao is devastating.
Yeah. I mean, the positioning is good. The ultimates are good. Taco maybe had a window and cracked and something open here, finding an advantage when it was actually Shy who does it. Now, Melser gets the wall up, and they're getting the kills that they're looking for. Oh my gosh!
Oh my god!
Molly's down!
Okay.
Oh my goodness!
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Imagine! Oh my god!
Heroics from Zipan.
That was nasty.
But my goodness, just 0.2 seconds more, and this would have been, I mean,
that
up there with the artist clutch. That would have been up there with the artist clutch. Instead, it gives Leviathan a little more hope. 2 in a row now.
Oh, they're just hanging on for dear life.
I don't know, owner. I don't know if that was as successful round as it looked. It did just get Melzer's ult online right now. And it has been a lot of picks here out from FPX. Artist has got his op up. And Zipan's definitely looking for something.
The Prowler to work forward and lead the way. The drone is cleared out. As FPX are taking a slow, more methodical approach to this round.
And one thing that they haven't really done is commit the wall right now. So they still have room to pivot.
They want to go forward. Zipan again returning to the scene of the crime where he just absolutely gets destroyed this time. Again, an opener going the way of Leviathan. Bard is still holding his angle. He's within the realms of his rendezvous. And you wonder here, Angel is already starting to rotate out. King, hop, 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 my friend, hop! Oh, FPX. Seemed like there was a moment in which Leviathan could try to swing momentum back their way, but FPX just slammed the door shut.
Player standing.
And they're being methodical about this. 2 in a row, maybe. 3 in a row, absolutely not. Sugetsu. almost able to deal with Taco, but Taco handles him.
There's just no way he gets a handle on the round, though.
No. And Artis has already got the mid covered, too. You can't really fall back through that. This could be the long lanes. He wants the op.
Man, our observers are so good.
Just so good, man.
That's just criminal. You see the bait is there. Angel going to get it. Whoa, wait a second. What are you doing here?
Nice slow. He's going to die for this.
Maybe.
Oh, does he escape? Yes. Look at Artis, though. He crept all the way.
Is it an escape? No, it's not. And well, I feel like that perfectly encapsulates the domination that has been FPX up until this point.
Yeah.
I can't even get the op and get away.
Okay, yeah, sure. I'm looking at the Angel moment, though, and I'm like, oh, maybe it's not as good of a read as we thought Angel had on the map.
He's allowed a couple. He's allowed a couple.
Eight to 2.
Let's flush them out.
And FPX, so far, what looks like they went for a pick where they should have the advantage based off Leviathan being the worst team here.
Nice, 2 massive kills out from them. And it was off of that early wall. You can tell what their game plan was. They Sage Wall B, they Viper Spit A, and then they invest some presence mid to try to lock down every lane.
Your duty is
I do love how much. Hold on. They're going fast to try to punish right now. Shao as well, getting the res back up too. You'll bring Artis back into it. And there is an op on the floor.
Almost full strength here for FPX. And it looks like it may be a straight up 4v4 here for the site. King, the one exception, who's still playing back towards A in his ult.
I'm looking at Edverdiso here. He's the guy who's been so electric for Leviathan so far.
Oh, did you see that little... There's a little crevice in the wall. But other utilities blocking it off.
Good orb here as well.
Yep.
This is Kings, right? From all the way on the other side. So ran his way back over towards A at the beginning to get that pit down. And now he's supporting the other side of the map.
FPX having to pivot a little bit. Perhaps they can find some room off of a mid split.
Elzer's waiting for this.
Understanding it's likely, it's inevitable. Melser gets 2. Now with 12 seconds left, they manage to get the spike down, but they're left in tatters. They're entirely outnumbered.
And Shy is going to get close enough right here. He's got his no command up online, so... Oh, the pulse ran out before, though. There it is. No TP available for Artis, even though his rendezvous aren't down anyways.
You remember his clutch, this time with an op in hand. It was a Vandal previously. He takes a good chunk of damage there, switches over to the Headhunter. Shy on the tap as they start to rotate around him, and there's nowhere for FPX to go.
And that orb ends up being brilliant, too. Allowing them to pressure while they tap the spike, too. And push the backside of yellow. Great round here out from Leviathan.
So long.
Oh. Taco.
Yeah, he's starting to wake up.
Good thing. And this read was also really, really nice from the players and the IGL of Leviathan.
Taco choosing just to have a Spectre here. Again, he's got the Tour de Force to work with. So he has a little bit of something extra there.
Here they're doing the wall boost that we saw in their match against Loud. It got some value. Zipon's coming this direction.
Oh, but it goes wide. He tries to find another. No. Stays for 2 shots. Eventually gets away. But good night. Was that close? A 1-for-1 here is now Taco still holding his angle with the Tour de Force. Tries to get past the Sage Wall. Spamming through it. Trying to find something. FPX have gotten the spike down. You see Angel, he's got the Nightfall, and there it goes. Instantly uses it, but Shy pushing forward, trying to challenge, trying to fight, does.
Full blind.
Sugetsu still playing up close as Taco tries to get as close as he possibly can. And now the wall goes down. The kills go up for Leviathan as they get 2. Artis back by himself. He's got way too many targets in front of him. Melster's going to get the defuse.
And they do get the round that almost felt like it was a must-win here at the end of the half. 8-4.
Was it, what, 6-0 at one point? 5-0, 6-0?
7-0 was the lead for FPX.
Oh, Leviathan managed to make something out of a disaster. Let's throw it down to the desk, break down the first half.
Couldn't agree more with that one, Doug. They certainly made something out of what could have potentially have been a whole lot of nothing, because that's what the amount of rounds that they were getting up until the midpoint of that one there, Josh. But let's actually jump into this and talk about some of the stars out of this one, because out of the gate, you know, you got to give love to Zipan, man. This kid is out there crushing it on this race.
Yeah, I love the adjustment to pick in the raise. They had so many nice double faces, and he is fried.
Yeah, there has been some really cool plays that they've predicated on this agent. I don't think we got to see this depth on their attacking side last time they pulled this out. But on top of an individual popping up, FPX continues their dominance in some of these pistol rounds.
And the pistol rounds were previously where Leviathan was getting everything done. They were 8-0 during the group stage on pistol rounds, and now they're winning less than half when it comes to the playoffs. Ouch. And that's what their entire, you know, dominance in groups was built around. They are playing retake all the time. 9 out of 12 rounds they're playing retake. So they need to be getting off the bat, going strong. Otherwise, FPX just outpace them when it comes to the post plants and the rifle rounds. They just can't hold on.
Yeah, and here they are conceding that plant. They're willing to play the retake, but like you saw in that pistol, it's not been working quite as well for them. And as we look ahead towards the second half, it has to be something miraculous on this attacking side for Leviathan. If you look at this map here, this is showing where Leviathan normally is planting the spike, and it's very different than most other teams. They extend deep on the B site, put the sage wall down there, play the post off of it, and they also, over towards that A site, do something a little bit different. They have a lot of cool one-off strategies on this side of the map, but if they want to start that comeback, if they want to make something happen, it has to start with that pistol round, Josh.
Yeah, it simply has to. They need to be at least at 50% of the thing that was carrying through the group stages, and that might form some level of comeback. But FPX look so good here and so prepared.
Yeah, also they've already shown so many of their strategies on this attacking side. FPX is great in the preparation.
Yeah, well, this is going to be a pivotal pistol round for Leviathan. Let's see if they got what it takes. Doug and Paula, over to you.
Thank you so much, GB. Yeah, I think all attention, all eyes go towards this pistol. But I mean, it was Josh who said 8-0, and ever since then they've been 2-3 in pistols. Right, like a night and day difference, and for them to find themselves down 4 rounds, and it probably should have been more, to be honest. This pistol's so important. Artis is going to get away. You see him, he tried to clearing out the knife, didn't have the angle for it.
Just like the first round, some aggression down this garage area for Leviathan. But Artis is able to reposition, actually bait out that knife, and now he has a great place to peek from.
Ooh! And the dart was there! But Artis swings out and cleans up Shy.
Same orb as well used here from Sugetsu. He's playing inside.
Okay, so, we won. They won 2 more rounds while I was gone.
Where we saw Leviathan struggle against Loud is these mid-round positions where they're not finding anything, when they lose an advantage. It's hard for them to fight back into this.
I love that.
More than other teams. Taco, so much space on the A side. There is definitely room to work with here, but Angel.
His timing is so good, man, and now he spotted Taco. Taco still choosing to show a hand, show a little skin. But they have gotten onto A, and they should be able to get the spike down. Artis still close by. Now all of the reinforcements of FPX have arrived.
And look, FPX was prepared for these plant positions too that Mimi was mentioning on the desk. Yeah. Immediately the C's lineup going out.
King taking care of Sugetsu. Artis still playing up
What
top.
a shot!
The shot dart right past his face!
Oh
As Artis gets 3. Once again, the pistol
Artis is
so
going
important, so pivotal for Leviathan, and it goes sideways.
FPX whooping.
It's 0-2 now in this game. Josh, absolutely right to point it out, because a large number of their early leads in the group stages came because they were fantastic at converting those pistols, fantastic at converting the bonuses, but less so from those gun rounds. That's why there was some close group stage games for them. And it's part of the reason as well. So far struggling in playoffs. FPX, we saw what they could do in the first half with that pistol round win. They started snowballing immediately.
I feel like a 7-round snowball feels more like an avalanche.
Their buy is so interesting, actually.
Revealing area.
So many light armors and only 1 Vandal here. Meanwhile, Leviathan is forced up into this. They've got a Stinger and 4 Spectres.
It's go time. Either you do it now or you don't do it at all.
This is exactly the type of thing that you need to be throwing at FPX when they go for these weaker anti-eco rounds.
Wall goes up. They should be able to get the spike down, and this is a different plant spot from what we were talking about previously. This is slightly deviating from the norm. For Leviathan, and now you see the wall go up. It gets spammed through. His King is already playing for lineups, and there's nobody threatening his backside. There's no pressure. There's no flank. He should be able to sit back cozily.
On the wall that they should try to get.
And there's the first of should be, yeah, he still has one more to work with. FPX, they're taking their dear sweet time on these fights. They still haven't cleared out. They still haven't cleared out King though. It's a close play.
Plenty of time.
Yeah.
Plenty of time here. With this many players so healthy against one volley. And no orb. Dangerous situation. But FPX handle it. What a retake too. Look at the patience they had. Xiao, while he starts to take this contact, Zippon pops up and deals with the rest of them.
They were so patient.
And Sugetsu too, supporting him from the bottom side there. Methodically clearing from the top down. And Leviathan with the risk. Trying to get back in this game, now forced to save just a couple of sheriffs and a little bit of light armor.
Early knife out towards long. There are two members from FPX who are already spamming into that lane. The Prowler across mid, pressure everywhere.
And the first two kills for FPX. Unfortunately, Zippon with the Guardian, man. Looks so good right now. Both the two. Massive frags on this team. Artist and Zippon dealing it out. I have to say, Zippon, man. The conversation after Copenhagen was, you know, he's not the type of guy that people were hoping for.
Sure.
But so far at Champions, he's really turned that on his head.
Taco's looking to turn this round on his head. He still has 4 shots.
44 seconds, no way to get this plant down. Zippon actually doesn't have his nade.
But he does have a Guardian holding that angle. It's the player you just mentioned.
Zippon.
And he delivers.
I'm gonna get water.
It really was Sugetsu and Xiao who took most of, obviously Artist too, but who took most of the praise after Copenhagen.
I mean, it was dubbed the Xiao Show. Yeah. He was an integral part to FPS's success.
Gotta add Zippon into the theater here. 11-4, such a massive lead. Well over the comeback that Loud already displayed against Leviathan.
Take flight.
And they have to pull something similar out of the hat, and it's on their weaker side too.
This is interesting. Artist is tucked into this cubby.
Oh, he didn't get suppressed?
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know that they're expecting him here. Oh, now they know. Oh, that was almost problematic.
But the swing is so good from Zippon to follow up. And Artist is covering him.
Zippon on the swing out, and Melser.
There's the trade.
I mean, Zippon is still airborne when he got taken out.
The Artist is just hot.
I mean, when you're up 11-4.
Oh my, I think
and everything
FPX
continues to go your way.
Oh, this was the first real big chance here for the Leviathan to start to break FPX, and at this point, they lose this, and the air has been taken out of their lungs right now.
Yes, it has.
They're barely breathing. Look at the economy. 3.6K is the max. Thankfully, Takolia has this Tour de Force online, so it's going to be okay, but I mean, look, just looking at the way that these guys are playing, it's not, FPX doesn't feel like they're having a good time putting them in the dirt.
There's the man you were just mentioning.
The CEO of Leviathan.
Yep.
F10.
Not being given many reasons to smile right now as he watches his team get dismantled from head to toe on Icebox. And yeah, it's not their match pick, but Ball, if I may respectfully, this does not feel like a map difference.
This, I think you're right. Feels absolutely like a matchup that does not favor them whatsoever, that they do not have many tools to deal with the playstyle of FPX, the individuals of FPX.
You kind of wonder what the conversation's like as owner calls the first time out, one FPXer at 12. Perhaps at this point it really is already mentally preparing for his set.
Which is crazy to think of. Because it's FPX's best map. I mean, they picked it. It's their demise. Let's see how it goes. We're still not even there yet. And unfortunately, with the way this game has gone, that's the conversation we have to have.
Yep. No real bright spots for Leviathan in this map. FPX around away.
Oh my goodness. The C's missed, but the nade did some damage.
And it would have found value had it hit. But it's actually Artis who continues to hit. He
way.
finds the second from up and nest. He takes an aggressive spot. And he's rewarded. King's Guardian able to take care of him, but numbers still in favor of FPX.
Yeah.
You mentioned that tour de force. You see Taco with it right now.
It has room to work with. But it is funny there. Artis for the first time actually does get suppressed. And he still gets 2.
With a shot at a third, too.
And honestly, you expected Verso to have his ult up online at that point, but that drone tag not going to do much either way.
Leviathan quietly work their way into A.
This is good. This is good.
Yeah, they've gotten this far.
That drone's giving false information right now, Angel. Oh, some noise given away here. That's a nice pick.
You don't have to worry about the nade. You do have to worry about the pit if you're FPX here. Spike's still not planted. Angel just jumps right in.
Angel classic.
Xiao tries to circumnavigate the ultimate that's been dropped at his feet. King, Adverso, really, Taco, they're all playing within the confines of it. And Xiao tries to get behind enemy lines. Sugetsu's able to take care of Adverso, but the pit is still up. Sugetsu's left in this 1v2. And Taco keeps Leviathan alive for one more round.
That's crazy. I mean, the silent walk up on A just worked. They get Zipon, who puts his drone out, thinks everything's safe. And he just gets his head ripped off while he rotates and swaps with Angel.
That is aggressive. That was bold of Angel. That was bold.
The man is bold, what can you say?
He is bold.
In many ways.
They still have a cozy lead to work with here too, so yeah, why not? Go for a play.
5-12.
You can tell he was mulling over the possibility of an aggressive Viper spin towards A.
Artis just got the shot off and the TP before him being suppressed.
And it was across mid too. They have to invest a wall to try to bring the res back, and they do.
They got a res
How
off.
much more do FPX try to challenge here? They have 4 close by.
Big trouble here. They can't really pivot back towards A unless they go for a split, and there's a great pick again. Artis trying to wait for this wall to go, but they've already crossed at this point. So many big ults here from the Leviathan. And they can immediately cancel. They have to use this no command, or Zipon will have massive impact again.
He saw so much utility.
Oh, they're going to push. Remember those plants that Mimi was talking about on the desk? Use the wall deep and try to fight the site.
Artis still here.
He's in front of the wall, too.
Here's what they're doing here.
His ult's gone.
So they have to give the space up. No showstopper, no tour de force to think about right now. You see the utility dumped onto the side as Zipan finds just a little nook to stay alive in. Now Artis has fallen. Zipan still playing up top, suppressed. And okay for now.
Holds back.
Shy's gonna have a hard time getting out of that one. Yeah,
That's
there's no way through.
great ass
Just broke the knife. Zipon still has a chance here.
Is he gonna commit? Oh, he's considering it. There's 100 Fury, and there he goes. He goes up top, but he doesn't get past yellow. Oh, but he still gets one.
Zippin is fucking crazy.
He still
if
has
he
this
pops
wall
this
up right
off.
now. He might stick it. He might stick it.
Gonna get challenged.
No, I was finna say.
Anyway.
If Zippin would have did that, that would have been
Maybe
nasty.
Get to 6.
I'm not gonna lie.
A great couple of rounds put together right now. Stopping FPX from closing out this map. Oh, there was such a chance for Zipon there to get 2 potentially, and even maybe cancel the Hunter's Fury. But cool, calm, and collected.
FPX being much more careful and calling a timeout.
Yeah.
early on, as Leviathan seemed to be mounting some sort of something, right? A little bit of momentum.
Oh my gosh.
And Angel and Doom Bros have 2 timeouts to work with. This one and one more. Leviathan have none, so Owner just has to honestly just work with the crowd. Exactly like he just did.
Yeah.
Give his energy to the team and get the crowd to influence them as well. They've gotten over it, what in my mind is the first total, right? Mentally in this game, they're thinking about that scoreline against Loud.
That's right.
This is where that comeback started. Against them.
That's really well done. Copium, Art, wow.
It's 12-6.
That was impressive.
If they win, if they come back, I swear everything. That's gonna be really sad.
And that's just to get them to overtime.
6 rounds. And no ults here.
Not even close.
They just used a flurry of them. One thing that went well for them that time is the patience actually did pay off. FPX went a little aggressive. Angel lost his life very early in that.
It's a bit more patient after Leviathan. The spike is still back.
Come on, he's full blind. Fully flashed.
And perhaps that timeout was exactly what they needed.
Toxins going on.
Leviathan scoop up the spike, and now it starts to rotate back towards B. Gatsu's still playing over here, and he should still have some utility. Yeah, he still has 2 mollies to work with. Ball up. Taco can't find his way to the kitchen.
I think Angel wanted to fight there, but with Shao. Oh no, the TP! Oh no!
I think you're right, Ball. I think Angel did fight there. Artist with a rare miss.
With a rare miss. That's how his confidence is.
Let's do this, and
unfortunately
just locks it up. That's the map. Almost certainly Melzer in a 1v5.
Melzer, you know, he's nervous.
Spikes
yeah, Melzer was nervous for that.
A prime gaming fall is for FPX as they put Leviathan away, and I mean they tucked him in, they read him a story, kissed him the forehead.
Wow.
Good night. We're going to Ascent.
The refs are doing the most.
Ultimately, they're running this show.
And the truth is, you look at the scoreline and you go, yeah, 13-6 is I mean, not great, right? It's pretty bad, but it could have been worse. I don't know that that accurately reflects how dominant FPX were.
Yeah, there was. I would say at the beginning of this game, obviously, it was super clean. The scoreline reflected that. But even still, up until Leviathan started getting a little bit of those post plants going. Sorry, the retakes going in that first half. It was super clean the entire time for FPX.
And mind you, that was FPX's pick. I think it's important to remember.
Sure.
But as we were having the conversation, the devs talked about it, you and I chatted about it a little bit at the beginning. I mean, it doesn't get any better.
Yeah, sure, this is FPX's pick, but Ascent very well could have been their pick too,
it
right?
Might as well be theirs as well.
Absolutely could have.
Yeah. Oh, and this is an FPX that I think, with given some of the conversations that have happened around this team, they lost X, they've lost 2 series already, and yeah, we saw them here in Copenhagen. Like, we needed for them to have a deep tournament run.
Yeah.
They need to put a team like Leviathan away in this manner.
Yeah, clean.
Yeah,
I think so, but I would go a little bit against that sentiment because Leviathan felt like a great team in groups, right?
Yeah.
So
sure.
Maybe the way that they're playing right now, you might be able to say that. But other than that, for FPX, if they have to go on this run in the lower bracket, you're right. It's just not necessarily speaking to the caliber of the other team, in my mind.
Absolutely. We'll see if they can continue their antics on Ascent. The second map on the other side of this break. Don't go anywhere, dear friends. You're watching Valorant Champions.
Bro, they have to come back, bro. There's no way they're gonna let that slide. I'm not gonna lie. Y'all got demolished right there.
Red Bull Campus Clutch is back. Assemble your team and lead it to the World Final. Register now for your national qualifier.
don't know what to say about it. That was something. Definitely was.
Two Sonic Trap House cheeseburgers coming up.
Adding the crispy onions.
Spreading the Trap House aioli.
Sonic Chop House cheeseburger, ready for pickup.
And FPX continue to impress on Icebox as they win in a commanding fashion. Welcome back, everyone. Golden Boy here alongside with Mimi and Sideshow as we break everything down. And let's just jump into that team breakdown and see the track here, because I think that tells the story, right, guys? Like, the beginning of the game was just FPX dominating from round 1 all the way to round 7.
And that was what Leviathan were doing in the group stage. They were winning pistol, winning bonus, and they go up to 4 rounds at the beginning of every half. It's happening against them now, and there's nothing they can do against it.
Yeah, and this game has been that exact inverse. FPX right in both pistol rounds, convert through on their bonuses, and just build such incredible momentum, except for the second half, when there was a couple of those rounds that did slip away. But a through line of this entire map was Zipan on this race. I think last time we saw this agent come out, I felt it was fairly one-dimensional. They were really just kind of leaning into trying to stop the plants, playing him in the post for the retakes, and it was fine, but it wasn't amazing. Here, however, on the attacking side, Zipan was so enabled, really aggressive with the satchel plays to break crosshair placement. In this one, I mean, Taco's just boom. He has such a cool setup and gets nothing out of it. And on top of that, there was just so many cool little like high-low setups that they had.
I love the way it looks like Zipan's running across the rooftops while everyone else skirmishes on the floor. They also, FPX had 12 first kills in that game. 6 were from Zipan, 6 were from Ardis. Nobody else did anything at the beginning of the rounds, and that's how their team, I think, should be structured. A lot of the time you get Angel involved there where it doesn't end up working out too much, or Shao and they don't follow up well, but this is exactly the game plan for FPX, and it couldn't have gone better.
Yeah, and this is what FPX has been talking up for so long. They're like, we have 9,000 comps for every map, and we have every map in our pool. You can't be ready for it. But here they actually do. They have the KO comp, they have the race comp, and they play a different style depending on which agent they lock in.
Yeah, well, now as we kind of look ahead and try and put a spotlight on some players, I mean, one guy who, you know, unfortunately we're going to kind of, I don't want to say call out here, but we are going to discuss because we need to, has been the performance of Shy on Leviathan. I mean, you can see the difference from Masters to Copenhagen to now. It really feels like Shy is struggling to find himself here in Istanbul.
And the reason that I'm putting the spotlight on Shy here particularly is because he was getting a third of his team's trades in the group stage. And so without him, it feels like it's just fallen to pieces. And I think that this might be too much pressure to put on a 17-year-old's shoulders. Shy is new to the team. He's new to the big stage. He's in front of a crowd of thousands of people being asked to perform in an elimination match. And he's young and inexperienced. These are the situations which either break or form great players. And it might just be too early for a guy like this.
Yeah.
It just might be a bit too much to ask.
But if there ever was an opportunity to show what he can do, we've seen those moments from him in the group stage. Not only was he a great trader, but he was a great clutcher. He had a lot of individual moments. If he can show us some glimmer of that, we had to Ascent. It's a map that's good for them. Maybe there is some hope still.
Yeah, but you know, look, guys, it seems like we're kind of dogging on Leviathan here, but there were some bright spots for sure, because our Verizon high-speed moment of the match actually is for King, and a sick 4K that he managed to conjure up together here. And, you know, you really feel like maybe like if King, if Shy, like if these guys can start to really find their footing here, we know what they're capable of. We know how good they can be.
I mean, we've seen it before on this very map. King, even in loss, even in games that are close for them, performs no matter what, no matter the agent, no matter the moment. This guy has been that force thus far at Champions. But the biggest issue with this team is the rest of them need to step up. King had his moments. It didn't feel like there was much more than that going for Leviathan in this series.
Yeah. Yeah, I would completely agree. I mean, you've got King working there. Adverso was still playing fairly well on that first map, but the team system is breaking down. You think back to Bala's Telestrate at the beginning of the day, having Leviathan scattered around the map is not how they were winning in the group stage. So it's about getting the right read on what's going on and using that teamwork that was working for them.
Yeah, well, let's go ahead and take a little bit of a reset here before we go into map 2 and have a warm-up with our Aim Lab shoot-around. And this will give us an opportunity to talk about Suigetsu and how, you know, this team, Mimi, has just been, like, just seeing the way that they can dismantle teams and then really, I guess, put the pressure on them, kind of boom them mentally. It's fascinating to watch. And FPX as a squad, Suigetsu as well, they always just seem calm every time.
Yeah, they really do. This is a team where the supportive players have their games where they are stars. Today, this very first map on Icebox was a slower one for Artis. Zipan was pounding, but the supportive line was doing fantastic. FPX has so many players that will step up and take control. They're not reliant on any single player's individual performances.
And I think that's what makes them incredibly scary, right?
Yeah.
Because you say it was a slow game, but also, you know, Artis has got 6 first bloods, and the trades
but
are coming
that's slow
through.
for him because he's just so good.
Yeah, exactly. But the trades coming through from Shao, Suigetsu, getting that whole system working together feels like the FPX that we're watching in Copenhagen, not the FPX that has been struggling so far in different moments of this tournament.
Yeah, and if this is the FPX from Copenhagen, you better watch out. If you're just joining us, by the way, you probably got it based on the context of the conversation where we are right now, because FPX have gotten that first map win on Icebox, 13-6. Now we set our sights here, Josh, on Ascent, and this kind of goes back to what we were talking about with the map picks and bans. Every single map here looks good for FPX, and Leviathan, really, Haven was their place. Haven was their playground.
Yeah.
That's gone.
Yeah.
You kind of, it feels like you're right in the dog's backyard.
I've got to point out that Leviathan are good at this map, right?
Yes.
This is going to be Leviathan playing on one of their best maps. The problem is it's also FPX playing on one of their best. And I would say, despite the OT loss yesterday, FPX are still the best team in the world on Ascent. The best team in the world can still lose every now and then.
Yes.
And that is what happened. So for Leviathan to come out here and pick it is astounding, and is going to be such an uphill battle.
Yeah, it really will be. And for this team thus far, you're facing an FPX now that is not looking like the team that's been faltering a little bit at the start, that has been making some of those mistakes. It's the team that was incredible in Copenhagen. They're in the lower bracket. The buff has been activated, and it's going to be such an uphill battle.
All right, Prime Gaming Age to select for map 2 on Ascent. Let's see what we end up getting locked in here. You know, we usually see maybe a little bit of that.
Whoa, 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 whoa. That is a big change to come through. Suigetsu is playing the Cypher. For so long, FPX have been defined by their Sage composition on this map. How they play the splits, that boost in B main, that has been kind of the ethos of how they play this map. But now they're making a change. Suigetsu pivots over to the Cypher here. With that defensive sided start, I don't hate it. It's in a completely different way to play than what you might have prepped for if you're Leviathan.
And this leans again into the strength of FPX. They are impossible to prep for because they anti-strat you.
Yeah.
You can't go in there with a plan of how to break down FPX because you don't know what comp they're going to be running. We have seen the Artist Jet before. He likes to run that in their normal setup, but we haven't seen Suigetsu run the Cypher. And I think it's got to be some kind of specific prep counter to Leviathan's triple initiator composition, because this is what you get from Leviathan. This is expected. And you need to see people like King, Adverso, Shy on the initiators fragging out as well. That's how they play, is that the initiators are also going and hunting duels. I feel like Suigetsu's got some plan here to specifically counter it, maybe with some like aggressive cam information or something.
Yeah, either that, or I was also thinking it might just be put some kill trips on the site, lean into playing retakes, get one, get out, similar to how some teams play with that Cypher on Haven. Give them the site with that triple initiator and play in the late round on your retakes.
This actually does, though, offer some hope for Leviathan, because it now opens another win condition. Your win condition is FPX have picked a comp that they think is better than it is, right? Yeah. Their normal comp, maybe you wouldn't be able to win against them with that. But if FPX have chosen something that fails, that could open an avenue for you in the match.
The player I'm looking at, though, Takulia, he needs to step up. He's been inconsistent. This could be his moment. Okay, well, we're selling you guys on the hopium. Let's see if it happens for Leviathan, and we can go to a map 3. But for now, we're going to send it back over to Doug and Bala for the call.
The copium overflows, and the tank has to be gargantuan at this point for them to really have a chance at this. I'd venture to say that Artis on Jet almost makes it harder.
Yeah, I mean, the conversation that we're having on the desk in my mind is maybe a little bit correct as well with the triple initiator on the backside.
Sure.
I tend to agree because it's Artist and it's Jet, but I also look at this and I say, okay, if you're going to be going for dives on the site, then the triple initiator comp is very good to counter that.
Yeah.
Right? So maybe, I mean, obviously Angel and Doombros have put a lot of attention into how this is going to play, but I'm a little skeptical, but I love it at the same time.
It should be interesting, if nothing else, and we're going to see exactly how that dive works out as FPX are starting off on the attacking side in this second map. Again, if you missed the first map, I understand it was very fast. 13-6 in favor of FPX. Now we'll see how things pan out on Ascent. As we're just a few moments away from kicking things off, and it looks like heavy B presence.
Super fast here, and Sova and Fade here to do exactly that. They're going to get flashed up to high heaven.
All right, here we go.
Fall
Come
off.
on.
Look at this through market from Artist.
And he's going into man! The Frenzy gets the kill, and you already see the value of the Jet.
Look at them pivoting too. What a good pistol here. So far, so good. They found one player here in Tree, and Artist still a problem inside of market. Easy cleanup and easy sight.
These Nuisance are going to have to deal with the one benefit.
No way!
We're both weak, but Artist still gets one before being cleaned up. Oh, 4v2 here is King. Stuck on the other side of a door. Has to reposition, has to think twice about where he wants to go.
That market dash is so good.
It's spicy, man.
What a tool. We've seen teams like Ascend and past champions do that exact thing. Wait, he got two!
What?
It went through the floor!
Yeah. Okay. All right, you're making a believer out of me. You've got it down to a 2v1.
Oh my goodness!
Pistols are back for Leviathan. First one of the series going their way.
I mean, you show that off in the first round here for FPX, and you lose to the KO nade through the floor.
That's unlucky.
Which is exactly the sort of thing that they were abusing the entire group stage. Gotta see that again to explain this a little bit more.
Never lost on Ascent.
I mean, it was the same thing for FPX up until that last game against DRX, which they almost could have won.
I don't think we're going to get a look at the nade again. Sorry, buddy.
All good. Maybe the next.
Maybe.
Do have a lot of sheriffs here bought for FPX, and we saw the danger that was on. Wait, I mean, they didn't have many sheriff rounds in the first place, but there was a round, and it was the pistol round in the last game.
Knife is going to get a little bit of info, at least spot out King.
Let's see what's going to go on here.
Wide around the map. Shy playing a game of chicken here with Shy.
Oh, Leviathan won the first one. Oh, shoot. I wasn't paying attention.
Definitely an angle here.
I'm looking for mouse pads.
Oh, the timing.
I mean, that swung right by his head.
Whew. Spotted a couple players who are going to be swinging off the drone. Where's the swing? There it is.
I mean, he's still not even aware of where Taco was shooting him from. You could tell.
Look at Artist down to 3 HP. His setup was pretty.
And they've rotated.
They're playing very strategic this game.
Towards the side of the map that
Good
Angel
Leviathan.
probably wants to take his team. But they've worked their way into market.
Again, but this time
Thinking they just didn't like the other map. They're just not good on that one.
Remember last time they were here?
Nice swing.
I'm gonna be honest, if he lit that.
He gives himself a false sense of security.
Taco still trying to hold the line. He's found two with the head. He said he needed to come alive, and he does.
Tacola.
Enemy remaining.
Tacola.
Giving FPX
I
a taste
can't
of their
pronounce
own
names.
medicine. Taco with 4.
I'm so bad at it. He's, oh
That's
my, he
the
popped
start
off.
you wanted if you're a Leviathan fan.
And that's the start they needed.
FPX.
I'm not a fan of any of these players.
Look at the buy that they put together. You just saw it there for a moment. All Vandals in light armor. Great round from Taco. Also really nice attempt from FPX to sneak through that gap.
Leviathan is, oh shit, that nigga is gone. That dude is hype.
Still have a little bit of fire to him.
Not gonna cap. Shoot. Cool. That's cool.
Lean towards that. You mentioned the buy. It's
I thought King was a
his rifle's the
pop
whole
off
way.
god.
It's Vandals,
What's
but
going
it's
on?
light armor on everyone.
Measler's playing risky. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, I was gonna say.
Elser backing up, using his utility to try to delay, to try to buy some time.
Shit,
Artist
Jets
is already
pushing
destroying
that
Paranoia. Close by as the shot goes a bit deep, but Taco finds another, and Verso does too. But the problem. Oh, it's just Meltzer who's left on the side, and he goes aggressive, he goes forward.
2 Spectres now to deal with. Both of these utilities should be coming up online right now.
King not able to land the shots, and now the flash, the knife, the Prowler, everything is used as King goes aggressive. Tries to challenge,
crazy.
and he does. He's got it down.
Oh, shit! King, I was just talking shit.
Leviathan
I was
gets a
just
3.
talking shit about him too. Oh my gosh, I thought King was
Just beautiful
good.
from King.
Nah, never mind. I take back
The amount of
anything I
speed
just
that
said.
these
I need to
Leviathan
just hush my
players
mouth,
had
don't
coming
I?
into this.
It almost seems
That's crazy.
Look at this swap. Oh my god. There's a round you can get excited for, Owner. Absolutely.
Oh, God.
I can't
That
see
boy
Owner
went
popping off
crazy.
without thinking of Boaster getting beat up. It's just like ingrained into my mind.
I mean, shoot, it might be a lower bracket matchup still. There's still that possibility. I know a lot of people are barely hanging on to any hope here for Leviathan.
Look at Artis, the sly little level that he is.
My God,
And there was a setup there for
Tacola.
Angel to take contact and Artis to swing out and challenge Taco.
Why do
But
I
Angel
say?
falls.
Why does it Tacola? Tacola. I'm gonna just say
Even though
Taco
those
because
opening
like
matches-
that's what the ref's saying. I'm gonna just say Taco.
Leviathan was so good. A lot of people still don't know Tacolia, who is a slayer on
Tacolia,
this
there
map
we go,
specifically.
yeah.
You remember that stat that showed up 4-0 on this map? It's because this guy, this is his playground. With all the utility that he has with this comp, with his teammates, he has free reign across the map.
Out there is
Note here very quickly as you think
Shy.
about engage. Artis has no more verticality to him. It's all horizontal for him from this point forward.
Still got the knives too, but so easily counterable from King. On the other side of the map though, so
Unless he's got a crazy lineup and he throws it now, the timing is going to be missed.
look at the, I mean the recons are so good, but they don't find value. Finally, Taco.
30 seconds.
Shy getting in on the action.
Come on, if you snipe one of them.
Oh
my God! Oh my God!
Yeah,
Oh my God!
I think they've woken up. A Prime Gaming Flawless
He
comes
is
through. Maybe gets a 4.
crazy.
I hope they've woken up.
Taco Leah is fucking
4-0,
insane.
clearly a good start. FPX now another chance, and it will be an instant timeout after losing the bonus in the following. And that round that King did get that nasty shot and the 1v2 clutch. I'm just looking at the replay for a second, just scratching my head at that shot. In that round where FPX had the chance, right, the first gun round, the bonus for Leviathan, they actually did only have light armor.
Yeah.
And that also means that they may not have had all the utility that they wanted for that execute. Maybe that's why there was so much of an influence on how fast those retakes could come. I mean, there's basically 2 segments of it. Here they're actually at full strength. So let's see what Angel puts together. I mean, so far they only had that one brilliant pistol round idea. And other than that,
Okay. Yeah, time up for
nothing in
FPX.
this very
Oh my
old and
gosh, it's
standard
gonna be a
comp
close game.
pass, but at this point,
Not this one, but like all the rounds. 'Cause it's gonna be 1-1 after this.
much more ideas.
What did they go to, chat?
We'll see. Off the timeout, you're expecting something cooked up here. I think it's very quickly worth mentioning. Artis has many kills as the rest of his team does combined. Right? Like, the Jet pick is getting your kills, it's finding some space, but they haven't been able to translate that into anything else.
Which also means Tacolia has the same amount of kills as all of FPX.
He's been pounding.
He's set up here for another peek. Artis as well onto Cat. It's a little passive, right? Watching for a walk-up, and maybe the way that Taco's played in the past indicates that they might want to do that. Instead, they don't. And the knife does find Taco.
Also, keep an eye on that shock dart that was just invested to clear out the trip from Sugetsu. They put down a second?
He
Or it was either stacked up in the show. No, it had to have been 2 because the shock dart would have cleared it both from where they were.
Well, he could have also pulled it back. I'm not sure if he had both trips. Either way, yeah, you're right.
Taco Lee is
You can put a
very
little bit farther
patient
back
of a
and
player.
completely avoid that
I've noticed
entirely.
that a lot.
But I think off of clearing those trips, you see Taco's glad to take a bit more of an aggressive angle.
Oh
and
my
the
God, why did that
thing
escape
is,
me?
FPX are not there. It's really just Sugetsu.
I thought that was
So with
somebody.
the swap there, you just saw the op going into Xiao's hand instead of Artis. They're going to entry into the site for sure. But the suppress keeps the dash away. Will they still have it by the time this ends? They got to go for it. Yes.
Goes into the cloud burst. Nades utility used to delay. Artist still dancing on Jenny as you see Shao find some value in the op. Oh, they're all lit up! And Meltzer once again pushing forward. There are three on the other side. The flash is there as King shows up too.
Good shit.
Meltzer holding the line.
Meltzer's going stupid.
And it's just too obvious what's about to happen. Right now, waiting for Meltzer for his star to come back up so they could smoke off this angle, and that's where both FPX players are playing.
Note here, Shao has his ult. Do they invest? Do they go as Shao gets decayed himself?
Sugetsu gonna try to fight with it, but no shot.
Yeah, at this point you just save the op. Move on. Meltzer's gonna get the defuse. Leviathan are gonna get to 5. And you hear the pop-off from the stage before the round's even over.
That's owner. You guys could definitely hear that one. All the way down from the floor. 5-0. Look at these. I mean, this is such a good play. The dart lights them up. That means they all have to fall back off of the spammable angles, and that funnels them into Gen.
And
that's where the flash from King comes.
Man, it allows Meltzer to just walk out.
It's beautiful.
So much more space.
Posing the question there across the stage. What do you guys have here, man? FPX looking flat as all. Exactly the same start that Leviathan had in the first game.
Versa with the Odin here. Sugetsu put his cam up, and it just got called, I believe.
Placing the trip as well, so he's aware now. We'll see that game continue over and over. Hot clears pizza. A lot of room right now to maneuver on the map. They're going to opt to use the room to cat.
King is there. He has his ult. He also has Vandal.
That grab ball's beautiful too, and he gets the tag.
Gosh, that setup was gorgeous.
As soon as the...
Leviathan is amazing.
Wow, he's trying. Boy, that is bold, if nothing else. His King has gotten for the ace on the other side. Meltzer takes it away, but it's a Prime Gaming flawless nonetheless.
Dang.
And you have to be incredibly happy with that round. The setup just worked beautifully. Let's watch it again because that nade thrown after this first shot, the grab ball goes off and he swings, taps Angel. And that little bit of slow keeps him in the grab ball and he falls.
King is 11-0 to start off this map. A 6-0 lead for
fast push here. FPX want to try to get in the site, try to use the haunt to find somebody close.
Yeah, the thing is, Taco is wrapped around behind them. There's nothing covering the flank right now, so they're going to rotate right into him, right into his lap, right into the crosshair.
Can he get back to his TP? His anchor, it's close, and he does.
Yeah, and there was help mid from King.
No punish whatsoever.
And Sugetsu was in a spot where he may have been able to challenge there, but...
He was playing so passive on this B push. And FPX have guns in this round. The loss bonus so high at this point. It's going to be over and over.
It's not just guns, too. They have 3 ultimates at their disposal. No way. He slips right past it. Oh, he takes a step back. Eventually does clear it out.
The Haunt was in the smoke there. Not going to spot anything. Oh, no. Shy's going aggressive with this Prowler.
And there are so many targets on the other side.
It gives him a spot.
No way, he lands a second, Shy falls, but the damage has been done. Now you hear the neural thumb through, Zipan looking to go aggressive, he's gonna flash through the cage, the Hunter's Fury has been used.
Cosmic Divide to get out fast, King though, he goes on the other side of it, trying to find some sort of surprise, but it doesn't work.
And Verso did get a tag
No
on
way.
He's just going aggressive,
He's
just going aggressive.
He's a
got
psycho.
Odin, he's trying to deny the plant! Sugetsu keeps him back.
If he clutches
Now
this
it's
up,
Meltzer on the other side of the Cosmic Divide, as you were just mentioning. Should get a challenge on a Shao, gets it to a 1v1, but Sugetsu peeks out of behind the Cosmic Divide just in the nick of time to get FPX on the board.
NT.
And it's right before the massive lead that FPX had on Icebox, so Leviathan doing almost just as well to start off this map too.
Bro, what a flurry.
Last player standing.
Okay. And the thing is, if Meltzer doesn't show, a fraction of his character there, he gets that 1v1 and then he still has a fighting chance. That's crazy. Operator in the hands of Artis. You hear the tour de force used by Taco. And the cam causes problems.
Forces him off just a little bit.
Yeah.
But Shy, you saw how aggressively he wanted to re-clear. Actually almost netted him 2 kills in that prior round.
And he actually did just use a Prowler to take the space, so Taco's able to re-aggress on that angle.
Smoke top mid, they can clear this. Shy is actually up here.
Take flight.
Remember that hunt that cleared out market last time? There's going to be the swing from him with the drone, but Artist is covering.
It was bait.
And the spam on the drone tag, not going to actually find anything either. Feels like for the first time in this game, FPX do come out with the first kill outside of the pistol.
Oh my god.
They've had some setups, right? Like, they've had a couple cool things. It just hasn't really gone their way.
Let's see.
And this is where they've stumbled so often here at this A site with the amount of darts that are available for them. Thankfully, Shy's gone too, so let's see if they could actually get this recon bolt to light up.
He's going to ult, and he's going to get back site. I don't know. They are going to fully commit. They're going to try to funnel out onto the site because Artist is already there.
Underneath.
But it's all been back and forth. Ping-ponging.
Oh,
which way?
And they can res this up too, so it's a 3v1 now.
For as good as Taco's been up until this point, it's going to have to
he was waiting on
deliver.
that to neck way. Too.
A great angle too for Artist in that last kill. He's crouched right beside the dice boxes. And that is a great response from FPX. Finally. And there is problems with this comp when they swap halves. It's something the Deaths touched on a little bit. This comp has historically been very, very defense-sided. So FPX, they're counting the numbers and wondering how much is enough. Certainly has to be more than this so far.
Absolutely. Earl Spine is on the mind. Spike not even currently being carried right now. See the knife? Here's the thing though, Melzer has gotten into wine. And surely FPX, understanding that they haven't had control of A long this entire time, should suspect something there. It's a dangerous game to play. Nice shot out from Taco.
I mean, Angel, what are you doing up there? Trying to give the spike to Zip on for whatever reason. Without the mid control.
And the thing is, Zippin had to be cautious there too because of the fact that the op should have just landed that way.
And now they're left with a tough choice, right? Go over towards B, or head over back towards A where we don't have any control.
As a whole, the Prowler first used as he takes a step back, and there it is, the Nightfall drop, the shock darts there too. Artist decayed, marked, deafened.
It's a great freeze, but he's spotted. He has to be careful of the spam now.
He's taking the blades out. He's gone up top.
Just got ulted.
He just tries going so aggressive, and he finds nothing. Shy still back site. No, Zipan gets a second. It's King and Melzer who are going to show up, who are going to try to approach the site from a couple of different sides.
Another cheeky angle here from Xiao too.
King has to go so far out to clear this.
Oh yeah, he has to give it up.
Yeah.
Knife broken.
Melzer creeping forward. He should be able to spot one, but the thing is, on the challenge, it's going to be a swing. Melzer doesn't get a shot unless Xiao wants to fight. He does. Melzer still wings it out.
Sugetsu's in trouble now.
King
does tick back.
King has to go, but the op from Zipan, man, he's been so good this round. He's already gotten 3. I think Melzer just play for exits, get the op out of their hands. Don't really have many other options.
So you can crush them here inside the site.
And he's going to. He is
really nice job. Gets away with the op too. Just barely. Doesn't look back either. That's a cool guy.
They don't look back at explosions.
What a cool guy.
Yeah, that was, I wonder what was going on back there.
I mean, okay, I'm just going to brush by it because they won the round. How about that? I'll give you some benefit of the doubt there, Angel. You won the round.
And Zipan won the round.
He called from the dead. No, the strap was good.
It was all part of the plan.
Yeah, I'm going to kill myself in mid. You guys go win.
Oh, God.
I mean, it's a classic, right? Zip on, go kill.
Oh, the timeout used from Leviathan was a 6-0 or a 5-0 lead, turned into a 6-1 lead, now 6-3. But FPX are starting to mount a comeback. They're starting to punch back. And the thing is, this is in line with the forecast that we had on
3-6
Icebox,
is
right?
crazy.
It wasn't really up until this point that FPX previously were able to put them away to get to an 8-4 half.
Leviathan's first time out now as well. FPX did struggle early with this comp so far. Hey, a little shout out Thinking Man's Valorant, let's go.
Just a couple of seconds away from starting the 10th round. Again, Sugetsu has that neural theft. Melser has a Cosmic Divide to work with. Meanwhile, light armor in the hands of Artis, who had the op in the blades in the previous round. He's not going to have either here. Let's see what the setup is. If you hear the early Neff used, should challenge. Yeah, and there it is.
So slow.
Yeah.
The swap here from FPX has put Sugetsu's cam in mid. And you know the off, I mean, such a low cam too. That's actually godlike.
Yeah,
oh my
that's
goodness.
cheeky.
I was wondering if they were just placing it in mid so that, you know, the angles that Leviathan was playing so far have been really passive in that area. But no, it's just completely low. You have to break that from Cat.
Yeah.
And you get so much information. Flash over top two. The protocols here from FPX are showing off.
They want to take that mid space. They were just challenging Forest. King is flashed up. He's going to drop the nade. He's going to try to get away, but no, he decides to turn around, take the fight, and wins it out. But now FPX with numbers in their way overwhelm what Leviathan had previously. And just Verso, who's back on the
He was not ready for that.
And the save is called already. FPX. I mean, they just come out of that.
If FPX
right
comes
through
back,
the
that's
arches,
crazy.
And that's where the execute starts. You normally do not expect that pace to be injected after such a slow default, but that cam controls mid, and they're so comfortable to just flash through the cage and bottom mid.
Yeah, make sure there's no aggression coming in defensively, and then waltz right into that space.
And it's been Leviathan who's been walking up inside of B main consistently, and unless it's really challenged, and they're flashed off that angle. And so the mid split works amazing.
Nice.
Drops Artis, and it doesn't seem like he's going to get much else as far as contest goes. Although, actually, see Sugetsu on the prowl.
I mean,
and he finds one.
Okay. So I guess they were playing it smart. They
Question those
just
star
didn't want to
recalls
push
at
it for
that
that. They
point.
wanted to save the point,
But,
but they ended up.
I'll let it.
running
He
the
saved
time
the
for
gun
that.
as well.
Yeah.
Look at this from, we didn't see these two kills, but the pace, I mean, you really don't expect it. That nade comes really late. Shy's trying to find a way to get away from B main, and he just gets destroyed. These splits are really important to inject against the triple initiator comp, to split up where the utility has to go.
Taco still getting tagged by that cam.
Interesting, okay. Knowing that they just spotted the Cypher, who's normally playing over towards B, they actually call a double rotate over towards A.
Now 3 players on this side, and Melser has 2 of his stars at the entrance to main. Prowler clearing out tree. And man, FPX are going to go right back towards B. Shy has no ult, he's here alone.
That Prowler getting broken right there. Might have to call the swap right now, but again, Angel calling the fast push here from so far back. The haunt used already.
He's got to back up. I mean, surely he does, right? The paranoia, excuse me. The gravity wall is so good at delaying, but Artis still dashes his way forward.
Here's the same Cosmic Divide to go fast. The dart just got shot out.
Artis is going to peek. Of course he's going to peek, and King's waiting for it. He's ready.
Zip on.
And Xiao, everything for FPX just falling exactly the way they want.
I mean, how did he get in that position to give it up anyways?
Just so aggressive. So forward.
FPX.
Xiao gets another, and now Melser once again in a decision where he kind of has to save.
These last 2 rounds have been absolutely brilliant.
Oh, the last 5, Bala.
I know
they're 5 rounds in a row.
spaceships from FPX after the solid default has been wonderful. Both low here. Melzer has a chance to really punish. Oh my goodness. But that doesn't even hurt.
No.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
No, but it looks good on VLR at the end of the day.
And it feels like we're back on, you know, those icebox rounds where that streak was
dude.
consistently forcing them to save.
Yep.
The dude is looking for it.
Zippon has been so good this series. And it feels like at the beginning of this half, FPX, maybe we're uncomfortable in the plan they were going for, but ever since that 7th round, ever since the timeout,
Anyone feeling generous?
they've all been on point and on the same page.
And a little
Shark attack possible.
Yeah, but there's no dive. There's no go.
It's the Odin spam that we saw at Copenhagen.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
A distant shark attack.
Paranoia is going to hit 2. And now you've got the Nightfall. The Prowlers are going to follow up, and they're going to hunt them down. There's still 2 members on the site.
Pushing it
Shock
hard.
darts on one side, nades on the other, and now FPX try to push forward, try to take the space. 100 Furies, what they're going to have to deal with. This King is also still alive.
Oh my God, King is
Now he's
going
got
crazy.
his ult
Come
to
on.
work with Shao and Zipan, the only 2 that remain.
No,
They
King.
try to get FPX to 6.
Nice, nice. One more fade around the corner.
Off. It's going to have to be the Shao show. It's going to have to be an encore.
Good
And he's not able to do
Oh
it.
my God, King
Bear
is
Suspend
crazy,
again,
bro.
cleans
I
him up.
swear,
Chance
that
to
boy
divide
was
them to
popping
5.
off in that one.
To 7, excuse me. And they preserve a 2-round lead.
Solid hold there on the approach from FPX. King is the guy who starts things off, but have to credit Adverso too with this ult as well, just putting them out of place for this entire thing. And I think that spam through at the beginning of the round forced FPX in that fast B hit.
I now see where owner gets the the celebration dances from. Let's throw it down to the desk. Golden Boy, you think you can do that with the fists and the punching into the air?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You know, just doing that, just going nuts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bubble.
You wouldn't want me to be a coach because I'd be I would have gotten a red flag and multiple obscenities. But anyway, let's go ahead and talk about this game because it looks like we got signs of life from Leviathan here, and it's coming in the form of Taco Leah.
I mean, Taco Leah powered them to the first 6 rounds. I know he's not at the top of the scoreboard anymore, but he was.
Yeah, I mean, this guy has been insane thus far. Ascent is his home ground. Last time at Copenhagen, this was the map where he made his name, and it looks like he's doing it again here. And, I mean, I think thus far, this map, FPX have shown some good ideas. It's just that the adaptations have been fantastic. Look at this round, for example. It's awesome from FPX. Artist dashes through. They use that as a pivot to head back towards the A site. But then it's a perfect nade from King. People just stay hell. 2 people die to 1 piece of utility. Yeah. Things have changed, and FPX did not seem ready for it because that retake was incredible.
And I think that the Cypher pick in particular was designed to stop Taco Leah from getting away with some of the stuff that he did. And that to me is the big story heading into the next half. What kind of value is the Cypher going to get? And the trips. Now, when you look at the way that Sugetsu was running it here on the
If you know, you know.
Crispy corners, sauce on top.
If you know, you know.
Detroit style is back at Pizza Hut, just $12.99. You are trouble. No one out pizzas the Hut.
Mid a little bit. Got no information. Even not spotting Melzer.
Are gonna walk into B main. You still have a
Oh,
trip.
no, my mic was muted. Sorry, chat. I went to go do something, and I guess it just was not loading or anything. So.
Be careful here. The trip. So we don't know where he is, so he's gonna get initial contact.
So, hey.
And the crossfire from Artist is certainly gonna help from mid.
That smoke's gonna fade. Yeah, they have to give that up. They tried to get through.
What a hole!
That spam from Artist is just perfectly timed.
So 7-6. So they won 1 round.
They're so weak.
Ooh,
Artist only
King.
able to find one.
Angel only has a sheriff. They're going for the Vandal.
Ooh, nice.
Seems to be okay. I was just
Angel had that good angle on
cover
pause.
the Vandal. No, they're not, but with 13 seconds left, I don't know that they have very many options. Shout close by with the Prowler. 10 seconds now on the clock as you've got cans. You're going to have to deal with 2. Sugetsu holds him back with the frenzy. We're tied at 7.
It has been an onslaught from FPX ever since they won that very first round. And since then, they brought it back. And I mean, I mentioned in the first half, this comp from Leviathan is really, really historically defense-sided. FPX right now have a huge opportunity to just crush this right now.
Yeah. It doesn't, I mean,
It's
obviously
a close. This is a very close game. I'm not gonna lie.
But can they stop momentum?
All stars put down here for Melzer. Usually this can definitely confuse your opponents because there's so much thought to be put into it at the beginning of the round. But the only one is actually used is the one on Cat. And Artist is
I haven't really seen Omen like that. That was the I haven't seen him use his ability that much, really.
See Melzer still playing by tiles, checking Cad as you were just mentioning as the smoke dissipates.
They're putting a really big
Because you know that's who I play, you know.
at this
Yeah.
point.
Omen main, I'm just that good. Let me stop. The only reason I started playing Omen, it was like before I got my PC. Was it August? Was it August? Yeah, I think it was August. I was watching a bunch of Kaide, and I just liked the character, so I just started playing it. Shout out to Kaide.
On that very first round,
And that's what got me into Omen.
Put down this one way.
And he has a paranoia. This could be disastrous.
I just need to get skins for my guns, I'm be honest.
Absolutely right. It could be walking into a meat grinder here.
Replace the smoke too.
30 seconds. And they're going to commit. I don't know that they really have time to think this one through. To think
That boy is lighting up those walls.
3 seconds left.
Same story that we saw the last round, this time with guns though.
They're going to go into the trips. They're going to go into the Cypher Cam. They're going to go into the presence from FPX.
They are bomb rushing. Oh my god, they're playing hella aggressive.
Just falling back to try to get the spike down.
Nice.
Down to the very last
nice.
round.
Nice.
Sugetsu holds the line.
I'm not cheering off for anyone, just by the way. I'm here to just watch.
And you
I don't
can feel
have a favorite team.
The dive presence missing right now.
Nice.
For this Leviathan squad.
Dang.
Every time they're trying to get into a site, they're not
Leviathan,
able to break the
Leviathan
angles that you typically
legit
can.
selling the bag. They were up 7. Was it 7-0?
And even when they
FPX came back hella. I'm not gonna lie.
End up committing to something. There's so much time for FPX to just mess with whatever's coming. I mean, every single setup can work really well.
Leviathan call a timeout here. Again, without the dive, without the go. How does the composition find success?
So I'm just testing out there.
There hasn't been much to speak of here in the second half. Honestly, there hasn't been a ton to speak of since round. What was that?
It just feels nice.
Yeah, 6 or 7. It's been a while.
When I play Valorant now, I should be
while it
playing
looks so
a little bit
promising
better.
at
I
the
have to get used to
beginning,
it, and I should be playing better.
It just doesn't. It doesn't look great right now. The delay has been so good out from FPX. They've managed to stifle the initial aggression that Leviathan tried to play. They send them down to plan B, plan C, plan D, and when there are only 13, 12, 10 seconds left on the clock, you don't have time to think. You don't have time to be particular about how you want to go.
Yeah, and that's what I was getting at when I did that analysis earlier on in the pre-show.
Oh, no, okay.
Just mentioning how when plan A fails, It's really difficult for them to get on the same page in a place that they can find advantages in the round. And in this case, it's taken the form of a really, really slow approach. Specifically, not only because of the comp, but because we saw what happened to them against Loud as well. They're trying to be more cohesive, but it's just a little too late.
I don't know.
We say all this, and it is still a very close scoreline. Just need to find some way to crack open the FPX defense, and all of a sudden, we'll have a battle of minds. Remember, last time, you struggled to get through this cat position. This time, they're all through, and they've got the early pick.
Yeah, but it felt fortunate. And look at that utility out from Xiao. Yeah, he's going to have a Nightfall in his lab, but he holds the line. He's waiting, expecting any challenge.
That Nightfall just hit Gen and under. So they know the site is mostly clear once they clear Dice. And the Artists in FPX are way far back.
Which they seem to be okay with.
Xiao's got his ult.
Zipan still has 2 flashes.
Mouse
He
box.
just got his knife back up. There's still so much utility for
Ooh, ow.
Artist is on and off, so no dash for him really to use. There's the nade to clear out hell.
And that ult hit all 4. Artist finds one with the
Nice.
knobs. He gets his swings out from Tree and is shooting in the back of their heads. Meltzer's going to have to hold it by himself. He's still healthy. 1v2. He's going to spot one player. But Xiao on the hold. Shigetsu on the swing.
If you guys
FPX on the
Cypher, I
round.
think Xiao. Definitely. He is
Just
trolling.
such a solid hold and using a little bit of Leviathan's own medicine there. That KO nade once again. The desk replayed it. The one that they used in the first pistol round just deletes the player down in dark. Look at this, man. It's so crazy how much value that can get. Because of the patch change, the buff to KO, to make it so that you don't need line of sight anymore.
Yeah. I mean, the timing of Shigetsu peeking out a tree there
It's
was
the best out of 3.
immaculate.
Time to work.
And All Stars put down again. Artist wants to get aggressive through it. Remember, last time he didn't use that mid work at all. Ooh, okay, there's the idea. You saw why they were creeping inside that smoke every time. Using the dart to try to catch Zipon. But it finds almost nothing except a little bit of damage onto Angel.
There's a dude up there. Oh,
He seems to like playing with fire. But he manages to survive there, still with a little bit of armor and plenty of health to his name.
Takaleo playing with the camera as well from Sugetsu. And
Spot to the shoulder. Couple of cloud bursts, and now the dash too. Feeling a little bit of pressure.
yeah, the smoke gives the opportunity for them to cross, so
watch your
don't
corner
disagree
side.
with the usage.
Covering it.
There's a cross from Elser. They're going to approach Cat again. We've
I don't
seen
know, that's the same
over
thing.
and over. The Vietnam want to hit this space, but look, Sugetsu's completely on the other side. And both trips are placed inside of tree.
Xiao's
You've got Zipan close by. He still has a knife. He still has 2 flashes too. And now you've got the Hunter's Fury.
Kill trip. He throws his flash at the right time.
Verso
There it is. He just got it.
Yes, he did. I don't think that Verso found anything with that Hunter's Fury.
There's no punish on the spray. And Taco gets destroyed on the flank. That's not even a factor in this round.
One enemy remaining.
This just looks too easy, honestly,
10 seconds
for
left.
FPX. Meltzer manages to get a kill, but doesn't get the spike down, doesn't get any money off of it.
FPX
I mean, they are full
is
steam ahead.
they play aggressive, and
Look at the
Leviathan
timeline
is
tells you the
like
whole story, man.
they're defensive,
10 of the last
and
11
that's
going
probably
back to the
why,
first half.
because they played the same every
And there you saw
time, and I think FPX is
kill with
really
the trip.
realizing what they're doing, and that's why they're pushing hard.
They are working this
They feel
so well.
overwhelmed when they get pushed hard.
The Yoru sign. Yeah.
Ever since groups, he's just disappeared from our agent selection. All good, though.
It's a shame. No, it's not all good.
No, we got Jetpack.
An artist is doing wonders with this agent. He's got the operator, he's got the Blade Storm. Cosmic Divide here is early, and it's interesting. Artist dashing away.
He's stuck.
Prowler in his face. He might be okay with that.
Okay.
Takes the high ground, takes the blades, and gets out.
And that Cosmic Divide didn't get anything. They're going back to tree. Angel's here!
Oh, and he finds
But there's also nothing here to follow up from FPX. So finally, there's a space here for Leviathan to crack this open.
Yeah, but remember, Paul, it was a couple of rounds ago, situation very similar to this, where they just regrouped and they retook.
Sure, but that nade not available this time. Artist with the fly-through.
And then Verso's holding the flank too. This is different, but
if they spray the floor below them, they could probably give them
Smoke
a
already
kill.
also put down on the doorway. It's going to be very difficult for FPX to find a way in here, but there is the flank coming from Sugetsu, and there's nobody there to cover him.
He's also got the neural theft. He can find a kill. Everything is exposed. Everything is given away. Zipan playing into the smoke. Oh, but the nade keeps him back for just a moment longer. Now Sugetsu has arrived, and there's the head. Artist finds it all, but Shy with the stinger, getting it back his way. Artist is going to have to do it himself. He's got the knives. He's got the shorty, but it's so far away. He's just going to have to tuck tail. Save the op.
Still one more fight for him to get through. The spam.
He's holding the angle. Yeah, he's not going to get challenged. Leviathan win their first round in a very long time.
First in the second half.
Remember yesterday when I was using the operator? I was going crazy. I was going crazy. I ain't gonna lie. I hit him with the flick. The flick.
That was the cosmic divide that didn't come out.
Sigma male doesn't smile.
I don't know. I smile a lot. I got nothing to say. I feel like I smile a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you're just not a Sigma male.
I guess.
What can we say?
You want to play? Let's play.
Shoot the wall. Oh my God!
Every reason to smile right now.
Oh my God!
Yeah, but he won't.
The thing is, Shy's taking some space mid. He's still pretty healthy with utility, but you got Zipan waiting back in spawn. So if Shy continues to embark upon this journey deep into spawn, deep into mid, it's going to be a problem. Artist has already gotten the second on the round. And there's Zipan with the third.
They're all isolated. Literally, look at these X's. There's just different places all over the map.
Oh yeah, that is
Nothing
true.
to deal with Artists.
Yeah, they're not playing together.
Been fooling around in this B main the entire time. I mean, every round on this attack side, that's been his role, and it's just not really doing much against Sugetsu. He's just breaking the camera every round, essentially.
Yep.
If there's somebody who can take the fight to Artist, it's Taco. This man is pushing with an op. He's all the way in their spawn. Here we go.
30 seconds left.
You can see Taco still holding that angle that Artist is about to walk into.
Ooh. Taco.
You asked who could take the fight to Artist's doorstep. You said it was Taco, and well, there you go.
I mean, such another cool.
They win this round. Ooh, Taco was fucking popping off.
Yeah, he may have.
I love watching Angel sometimes, and not for the reasons that he probably wants.
Damn.
FPX got to 11 and a couple of kills late there for Taco. Yeah, he's going to get that operator as his tour de force subsides, but
that's it.
That was a fucking nasty shot by Artist.
But you're right. Come on. This is now.
That nigga was pissed.
No, he didn't.
A live reaction. What the fuck?
Live reaction cam from the crowd.
Yeah, that's basically every watch party of all time. So.
That's freaking crazy.
Oh, Artist still with the op though. And he just tried double dipping into what he had done.
Oh my God! If Artist did that again, I swear to God, I would have turned that stream. Oh my God, that would have been hilarious.
Leviathan, they just saved their weapons. They just got, remember, that first on the half. And so, loss bonus all reset right now. Super important. If they want to stay in this, they don't let FPX get to match point right here.
Hey, I mean, at this point, unfortunately, if you're Leviathan or a fan of Leviathan, you're just, you're living on a prayer. A miracle, anything to get you out of this map.
Oh my
Right? If you
gosh.
stumble your way into it, so be it. But find a way to get to bind. And that just seems like such an arduous task right now. It seems bloody impossible.
And these calls, I mean, King has to be making them on more than just a feeling. He keeps coming back towards tree.
Angel's gonna get pushed back.
Artist is here though.
Once again, expecting the peak, and it
No
doesn't
push in
look
the
like
tree
it's
this
gonna
time.
come. No, yeah. So Leviathan have gotten to space, they've gotten onto the site, but FPX are still healthy, and once again, with 10 seconds left, the spike does go down. Sugetsu still has his ult. Angel has his too.
An aggressive tree smoke here. This is going to be difficult. There's a crossfire setup for Melzer and Taco.
And King gets opener.
That's a spam.
Yeah, Taco's in a really good spot here, but he's so paranoid. You see him, he's checking back mid, make sure there's nobody flanking around him, applying pressure.
There's the nade.
Not another one.
Oh my goodness, it just escaped.
Whoever's in that Cubby Hole was getting the biggest railing of a lifetime. That dude
Angel
is
smoke
stuck.
actually gives room for Melzer to get into it too, so.
That might have been the miracle that they needed. Second round of the half, going in favor of Leviathan, keeping the lead to 2.
And it was a good call here. But also the follow-up setups were really nice. Taco was involved in this case.
Yeah.
They were spread.
Okay.
There was that one round we keep mentioning where FPX was able to hit the 5-man retake just on the top of A. But in this case, Leviathan's not all in sight, which was the difference maker. Here's the spam. There's the haunt. King, I mean, that guy's completely on the other side of the wall.
That was a
and it still works out
crazy-ass
for him.
fucking shot. Good shit.
We'll see what the defense
Ooh, I gotta pee.
looks like for FPX.
I'll be back. Please chat.
Leviathan
Tell me.
again, just get rounds however you can possibly get them.
I mean, it's always been over towards the A side, though.
A little bit of aggression towards mid.
All the
They're
recall
responding with flash and aggression of their own.
Yeah,
but Adverso from back keeps them in the round.
Wow, that looks all pretty and stuff. FPX, they've given up. The A site, nobody's here to hold on to Cat. And it's still just an even situation. This 100% was favorable for Leviathan.
It's because of Adverso's heroics.
And look at the spread still. Taco up top mid.
My ult's not ready.
Artist is just completely exploring. Doors open too. There's the stars.
They don't know. Fowler to check tiles.
Okay, so tied with Dev.
Process of elimination.
I mean,
Ooh, that was fucking close. Artist is freaking. I think he has hacks or something, because he always is aiming with the sniper where or near the player is, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my
Head to this.
So close!
Look.
Adverso can't be a hero any longer. The gravity well to delay, to deny, at least for now, as the Hunt gets a little bit of info. The swing is there. He tries to go up top. The Cloudburst provides the cover. And you're still going to have to deal with Taco.
Oh my god.
Who's gotten down to a 1v2 with 11 HP. Sugetsu trying to get it to half. And he's going all the way.
Oh my gosh.
FPX at match point.
Match point.
And Leviathan reset in the worst situation. Thankfully, a bank was accrued a little bit. But at this point, they've got to get through 3 match points, where the best they could have done so far this half was 1 at a time. From a dominating group performance out of the group of death, now on the brinks of death itself, a dismissal from playoffs.
Ooh.
How do they find space again? The thing is, Paul,
King is playing aggressive.
This is where miracles happen, right? It's in situations like this.
Artist is fucking crazy.
Artist is just outrageous right now.
He's the miracle maker, but look at this flank. King is already in the back of him. He's got the backstab.
Artist has to be
This round is chaotic. Angel is in such a tough spot. He TP's up top to take care of King.
Angel only has 5 kills.
Great flash, Angel not finding safe passage out that way. He's just going to ult his way out. He's been sitting on it for a little while. Try to find safety. The Hunt spots him. Yeah,
he's close to death.
Oh boy. Look at that.
He TP'd all the way back to B. That gives up the sight.
Artist uses his blades though. Curse on the plant.
Went for this updraft last time. Didn't find value this time.
Oh, Artist, what are you going to do?
Angel still has his flash. And Xiao's haunt should be coming up sometime soon.
Everyone waiting with bated breath as we wait to see what Artist will do.
Smoke on main. They have to go now.
Ooh, he's pressing
goes
hard.
Up top, spots a member, not able to get the challenges. He tries to tuck behind Jenny. He's going to have to do it himself. And he doesn't. Meltzer with 3
I
on
love
the
it,
round. But Leviathan are not done yet.
And it is again this A site that's causing FPX so much trouble. It's what's giving hope to the Leviathan comeback.
Damn! That shot was fucking nasty. I'm not gonna lie.
See the reaction out from Leviathan as the timeout is called by FPX. Again, they're on 12. They're on series point here. And Leviathan, like, they're almost pesky right now. Just not going away.
It feels like they're almost leaning into the hero plays in some cases, and it's working.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw that. That was a push top mid from King. And at the beginning of the round, Artis had the right play against Takolia, who's been, again, messing around completely with just the camera in B main. And that gave him a false sense of security. He's like, nobody's ever pushing here. And Artis takes advantage of it, but gives up other space. He's been the guy who's been controlling middle for FPX. I was trying to read those signs, but all I saw at the end was revive me, Jet.
Yeah, that was the only one I saw too. Can FPX put Leviathan away? Adverso has his Hunter's Fury. Melster's close by to having the Cosmic Divide. We saw the last time he had it, it was early investment.
Yeah.
And it didn't.
I mean, speaking of investment, look at the buy from FPX. It's just a couple Spectres. Taking this as a light buy, and they themselves have been reset. Their bank is empty. So, Leviathan has a massive chance. They don't know it, that this could go to 11 right now.
Flash and Prowler used early. And they fill into the space.
Remember, the one round that this started all off for Leviathan was that fake towards B with the Cosmic Divide, and then the pivot immediately over towards Cat. But Doombros has now had a chance to talk to his FPX team and figure out, let's not
What is
play tree, let's
Measler's
play on the A side.
for
That's
Astra?
where
What is
Sugetsu
it? Her
That's where Zippon is.
I don't know what it does.
Leviathan has swapped the idea. They're hitting this B site. There hasn't been much success, but this time it's just Artis with a Spectre and Angel with a Sheriff. And no utility here whatsoever.
Don't necessarily be fooled by this. They like to wait until the very end of the round to fully
I'm
commit,
not by
so there's
fade.
still a chance at a pivot.
Oh, they're doing the fake again.
Left.
It's been tree every time. Angel with just that star. Look at him. He's starting to move. You can see it on the mini-map.
30 seconds left.
Leviathan potentially putting their last stand into this site, into this round. Artis, he's flashed, he's stunned, and he can't get away. Angel tucking forward. He's got a Sheriff, and he's got targets! But no, Adverso cleans him up.
Clean.
I mean, they play that so well. The conditioning gets them to this point. A prime game of flawless for Leviathan.
Leviathan go. Oh, this game is so close. It's either they.
An opportunity now to bring it to overtime. To bring this map back under their control. And remember, it started fully in Leviathan's control.
And I believe it, I don't remember when it was, Paul, but you said if they can get to a decent point, it's going to become a battle of the minds.
Yes.
For that to be how Leviathan win that round is impressive.
It is exactly that, too. King versus Angel at this point. Angel made the switch. The two coaches had the opportunity to put their minds to it. And they've just gone back to giving the two trips over. Here's King. He's got his ult now. No command online.
Artis took some damage there. No armor. 78 HP. Still has operator.
Recall.
Yeah. Is there a rotation?
Holy.
Some sort of reaction, some sort of a response from FPX. No.
Malzer has his Cosmic Divide too. We might see the exact sort of thing thrown out.
It's guaranteed to be chaotic either way. Adverso has used his ult that he now has.
I'm kind of rooting for Leviathan to win. I'm not gonna lie for this game, because I ain't gonna lie. They were down.
A little bit of noise just made.
But I don't know, because FPX was down also, but Leviathan came back.
Artis and Sugetsu.
You can't get rid of that,
have to hold firm here. Cosmic Divide going to be used. You're going to see the double push out in towards A with the
is
Dark
doing good now.
And King.
Thing is, when the Cosmic Divide comes out, what do? They've used the Nightfall, and it's not going to hit anyone.
Oh, wait, no, the Nightfall!
Is used.
It barely tagged! I don't think it tagged anybody. They're rotating off. They were using it as a check.
But King falls on the other side of the map. That is going to draw the rotations. You see 3 of them on the side of A. Artis is still playing mid. It's just to get to on this side, and he's going to swing out through the wall. He's going to swing out through the wall, but he only gets 1. Leviathan with 12 seconds left should be able to get the spike down. They have site control, but Adverso's on the flank. Adverso's on the flank. He's going to have to show up quickly. Xiao keeping Shy down. And Melser flashed up, can't find anything. Now Adverso shows up, but is it too late? Oh, he's gotten into 1, but Zipan wins it out.
Oh, shit.
Oh, they were so close.
Oh, shit.
At the end of the day.
Oh, shit. Good job. God.
As they send them home.
That's fucking game. Damn.
A great attempt. So close. Oh, so very close. By Leviathan.
To come so far in the second half. To try to get it down to a 1v1. And for it not to matter.
Again, you think back to that group stage performance and you wonder, what could have been for this team, Leviathan? But it's FPX who move on. FPX, our reigning champions, are not done yet. And our first of 3 EMEA teams facing eliminations today move on.
Good stuff, FPX. Good stuff. Artist, you are fucking crazy. On another level, you are crazy. Oh my gosh.
Well, at the beginning of this, you might have thought it was a clean 2-0. They still struggled. That might be a problem for them looking forward, especially on Ascent.
Is that boy rocking Air Force
saw against
Ones?
DRX, losing that match for the first time internationally.
He said, I gotta look clean as a motherfucker at this bitch.
I think again, Paul, while it was fun at the very end, right? While Leviathan made a run at it at the end, I think we go back to the questions around the composition and how 7-5 was just not enough at halftime. It just was not enough.
I mean, dude, they've run it all the way back. I think you're right, just in general, but these elimination games bring out the best of each other.
Yeah.
And we certainly saw that from a number of these Leviathan players. I'm looking at the scoreboard right now, and I'm seeing 3 players who played out of their mind. 4 to Leviathan. King, Melzer, Adverso. More
Taco
frags
Leo was fucking
than almost everybody on FPX.
It's fucking crazy.
There was some really, really good thought put into how to approach and start that comeback entirely.
Artists.
I don't think that's the end of Leviathan for us on the global stage. I think we're going to see much more of them in the future.
We won't see much more of them in this tournament. Again, FPX sends them home, sends them packing, and wow, they got really freaking close. A 1v1 to potentially take us to overtime. The comeback falls just a bit short. In-zone MVP on your screen. Scan the QR code, get your votes in to get to Artis. Or is that, I mean, Paula, the performance that really all of these players put up, while it wasn't necessarily outrageous as far as kills go, Artis' Jet had insane impact.
Yeah, it definitely did.
On Ascent, I mean, Sugetsu played exceptionally well on the chamber, or excuse me, on the Cypher as well. You don't have a bad choice.
I'm thinking of Zipan now. I mean, I'm thinking back to that icebox.
Who's your match for number 1 MVP?
I'm
I'm sorry, but I'm going Artis.
5 first kills.
Artis is crazy.
Or 6 and 6.
He popped off.
Yeah, him and Artis just dominating. I think of both of those guys as leading the charge. Sugetsu for me on icebox, a little underwhelming. Moving much higher up on that second map and pulling out the Cypher, which was hugely impactful. I mean, it was dedicating entire segments of Leviathan's attack structure to him, right? Dealing with him.
Yeah. Either way, get your votes in. FPX advance. Leviathan unfortunately going home, and that's going to take us to a break. Dear friends, the desk on the other side of this one. Don't go anywhere.
Oh, okay, chat. Clap it up for FPX. They did amazing in that game. I'm not going to lie. They did really good. Oh, dang. Shoot. Oh, gosh. Huh, I should stay to watch. Yeah, I should stay to watch who's gonna be MVP. I can already tell you it's gonna be artist, but let's see. It's either Zeppin or artist. Because artist has 36%, Zeppin has 35%. I think it was artist, honestly. That's who I voted for.
Hey Twitch, can you keep an eye on these heavily discounted subs for me? Please don't touch them. I'll be right back.
Sub.
Just kidding! It's freaking September! Come get these subs!
Great teams form around great leaders. Leaders that inspire those around them to step up and find that perfect moment to strike.
Stylish outside, savage inside. Lenovo Legion.
Critics and audiences are raving about the Rings of Power.
8 ads. Crazy.
I don't speak Firefly.
This could be the one fantasy show to rule them all.
Lord Celebrimbor, what is it you hope to craft? Something of real power.
It's a breathtaking return to Middle-earth and the Lord of the Rings.
Elves and dwarves working together. We sail for Middle-earth.
The Rings of Power. New episode Fridays. Prime Video.
Wow, we're on Verizon now.
Because of their new plan, One Unlimited for iPhone comes with Apple One. That's Apple Music, Apple TV Plus, Apple Arcade, and iCloud Plus.
All included on the network you want to be.
Exactly. You could be up here all weekend listening to the weekend.
While playing Angry Birds.
Not you. You're lovely. Are you napping?
No, I'm watching my favorite show, starring me.
Get your Apple favorite all in one plan. Introducing One Unlimited for iPhone. And now get iPhone 14 Pro on us, only on Verizon.
Welcome to Subway's biggest refresh yet. They're dropping 12 new subs for their all-new Subway series menu.
You've never seen subs like this before, Chuck. Meteoric meatiness, shout down cheesiness.
Let's go out time for more appetizing analysis.
New monster bacon, constant gravy.
The new boss is a perfect match.
Wait, what are we talking about? Doc, thank you for this. Now then, the new Subway series. What's your pick?
Is that a ghost? Ghost is saying gap.
Must be talking about experiencing health issues.
Wait, how many folks take the piss on the head?
Get help
Then
with
why
expenses health insurance doesn't cover.
I joined the one with the $0 delivery fee, toasted nuts, Hawaiian pizza, no coffee, and my favorite, untopped nuts. They were once actually my favorite part. It is only the start of the call to serve. Fight and live for our rulers are never reached. They serve in communities across our country. This is Semper Fidelis, always faithful, always marine.
If I make a dish, I can make it a business with Squarespace, where I cook up more success, selling cookbooks, classes, and my very own noodle shop. Because if I can make a dish, why not make the next culinary empire?
It is the reigning champion of Copenhagen versus the very last hope for Latin America as a region.
And this clash is going to be excellent.
Artist is swinging and get 2 kills. Oh my goodness.
They're getting a couple of kills. Sugetsu in this 1v2 round. Finally, Leviathan on the board. They're getting the kills that they're looking for. Oh my gosh! Oh boy! They put Leviathan away, and I mean, they tucked him in, they read him a story, kissed him the foreheads, and then said, good night, we're going to ascend. Taco still trying to hold the line. He's found 2 with the headhunter. Mimi said he needed to come alive, and he does.
One enemy
Giving FPX a taste of their own medicine. Taco with 4. Trying to challenge, and he does. He's got down to 1v1! And the shot from
The dive presence missing right now for this Leviathan squad.
Artist finds one with the obs who gets who swings up from tree and is shooting in the back of their heads. Oh, they were so close, but it's all a ruse at the end of the day. FPX wave goodbye to Leviathan as they send them home.
Those are your Prime Gaming post-match highlights as we say goodbye to the Chilean Leviathan roster. It is FPX whose day belongs to here. And Josh, one thing I just want to say right out of the gate, though, is that despite the fact that going into that matchup, we were very concerned about Leviathan, they certainly made it a match, and I'm glad that they did. You don't want to go out, you know, kind of like getting spanked in your bottom.
No, they definitely went out with a bang. It goes down to a 1v1 to decide whether or not we were going to OT. And overall, I think that they can be pretty happy with how they ended. They didn't go out with a whimper. They took it against FPX, and it was a really bad matchup here. FPX just dominate the map pool. Every map that's good for Leviathan, it's good for FPX. It is so hard to win games like this.
Yeah.
And I mean, for FPX here, what a resurgence, right? I mean, they come out, lose a heartbreaking game yesterday versus TRX, but now that they're in this lower bracket, they are looking alive. Like you said, this matchup completely one-sided towards this FPX squad.
But I think you take a look at how it happened, right? And you got 6 rounds off the rip to start things out. And considering that, the comeback from FPX is extremely good. Extremely good. At the beginning of the second half, you got Leviathan really push for time. All of their execs were happening with 10 seconds left on the clock. And then they make a really good recovery in the second half too, where they're starting to weave around the Cypher trips. So I thought they really made a great run of this and showed that they were a top percent team, but not the best.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think this is the best fight bar that TRX game that anyone has been able to put up against this FPX squad. But if you look at that set there, this is the 8th elimination match in a row that FPX has won on the international stage. That's not even counting the elim matches that they've won at home. This team absolutely thrives under pressure. When they're under the gun, they elevate.
I know it's too early to have this conversation.
Oh, no, here we go.
I know it's too early to have the conversation, but their team next is guaranteed to be an EMEA team that they go up against. A team that they're very comfortable with.
Maybe at the start of the game, of the second game,
they're able to win that,
but then they start to lose, like...
Are you doing this? Are you doing this?
I'm not doing it yet, but at what point do we have to start doing it? That's my question to you,
okay,
TJ.
and by start doing it, what he's implying is, could FPX go for the back-to-back? And I understand that, but...
Because it was split up most of the time.
It's too early.
It's too early. It's too early, but we're seeing the early warning signs. This is a gateway into another lower bracket run to maybe win another tournament for FPX. We're seeing so many of the similar signs. Players that even weren't stepping up to that same level at Copenhagen are turning up here and looking incredible. It feels like this team is waking up back to that form again. And I think if they win in their next elimination game, that's when I'm going to start saying it.
We start having a conversation, for sure. But that's in the future. Let's focus on the present. And the present is that we have to say goodbye to Leviathan. The last remaining hope for the South American teams, for teams, you know, like from Chile, Argentina, you know, stuff like that. You do have still a Brazilian team left in this competition, Mimi. But that being said, Leviathan, what a season, what a road that they have had up until this point.
I mean, they come back from Copenhagen and look like the most improved team from that event into the groups, pound their way through, get an upper bracket spot out into the playoffs here, and they do fall a little bit flat. Latin America was not able to repeat that crew incredible run last champions, but still, they had 2 teams that put up a good fight, and Leviathan really did show us some fantastic moments.
Yeah, Leviathan have cemented themselves as an upset team, and the next step is getting the consistency to be able to be in a position to win tournaments. Remember, they came out of the group of death. Paper Rex died for this. Paper Rex died so that you could witness that Ascent game in all of its glory. But they deserved to be here because they were so good in the group stage. They just couldn't keep up what was working for them, which was winning every single pistol. You just can't keep that up.
Yeah, and when you get to that point where you start losing those pistol rounds, it starts to get in your head. You know, you got a few young players on that stage. The mental, you're going up against the Copenhagen champs, obviously, is going to be tough. But before, though, we jump into some more discussion, though, we actually asked you guys before the break about your in-zone player of the match. And, of course, the results are in. So it is a close one, and Zipan's going to get it, Mimi.
Yeah, very close. But Zipan had an incredible game today. It was maybe not quite as impressive on Ascent, but at Icebox, this guy was absolutely pounding. They switched back to the Raze comp, and he just looks so incredibly comfortable. Any player can show up and be a star on any day for FPX.
And that's the crazy thing about them. But another aspect that we haven't mentioned is that the Cypher comp worked. So now if you're prepping Ascent against FPX, you have more stuff to try and worry about. That is what makes this team so different.
They're a headache.
Yeah, it's the same with Icebox. They are adding to these maps where they're able to show us multiple comps. This has been what FPX for so long has been talking about, kind of the end game for this team. Having multiple comps for every single map, being able to play it all. We've seen them building into it, and now it's looking possible.
They are approaching
It's so hard.
Game.
Oh, we're not doing this yet. Although I will have to say that I'm sure that our interview coming up, though, will probably be asked that question. And thankfully, it's one of my favorite people. So for more of that, standing by, we have Yinsu standing by with Angel, the mastermind, for our Verizon post-match interview.
You're right, as one of your favorite people. It definitely wasn't me. Because Angel is also one of my favorite people. Congratulations today. You guys survived another elimination match, and you did it by breaking Leviathan's record. They have never lost on Ascent internationally until today. Talk me through what that map was like and what you made of them as an opponent.
It was a very close map. We changed our agent pick. It was different from the previous match. Actually, this was the pick we practiced the most before the tournament, so previous match with DRX was also hard because of it. In general, it's hard to prepare few map picks, you know, few agent picks. It was close, but we had a lot of like setups on defense and some rounds in attack which we didn't use yet. So I was confident we're gonna win it, even if it's somehow gonna go overtime, you know. So it was pretty confident win from my point of view, despite I was absent on this map.
Well, you talked about how this is your most prepped comp out of all the comps you've shown on Ascent. Yeah. Why did you choose to bring this out now, not earlier?
Elimination match.
So it wouldn't have mattered what opponent it was, you would have brought it out.
I mean, if you can't go out of tournament, why to show everything, right?
That is very true, which, I mean, it kind of applies to your other comp change as well. I spoke to Xiao after the last Icebox match, and he said, well, we wanted to play the KO because our defense needed some work. So why did you then go back to the Raze today?
For them to waste their preparation time. Like, that's the most important reason to change comps. It can be just different idea, different approach, hitting sides differently, playing different defaults, so they will like study our game for 1 hour, maybe watch some demos, and they just like waste, you know?
It's a waste of time. I know you've been using this kind of strategy for a long time now, even at EMEA as well. How do you combat the possibilities of your opponents doing that to you?
I'm expecting it all the time, but it's not happening.
Or no one's actually managed to make you feel like you wasted your prep time?
No.
Do you feel like that's a win condition against you? If teams started to do that, then maybe that's how they can beat you?
It depends. For us, it took like 1.5 years to manage to play good on any team, on any comp we switch to. You know, it's a matter of experience, because you're coming into tournament, first match, official match with a new comp, it's hard. So good luck to teams who go and try doing it.
Lastly, I think all of the EMEA fans probably collectively released a breath of relief today after seeing you win. EMEA right now seems like they're in a bad situation. Do you feel like the EMEA teams are just not as good as the other regions right now?
I think we're bad at Pearl, and it ruins our map videos. And other maps, we need to ban other maps which we didn't plan before. I think it's the reason because we didn't practice each other before the tournament, to be honest. I'm not sure how it's happening in NA, but they came like pretty prepared on Pearl, yeah, in the right meta. We didn't play Fnatic League with teams attending champions, so maybe this is the most important reason. We didn't share our...
I don't know what he's saying. I'm be honest, I was not paying attention to what he was saying. I paid attention, and then I didn't understand what he's saying, so I stopped paying attention, and yeah.
Deathmatch. Warm up.
Body shot. Where is
I feel the strain. Block it out, Omen.
Fight!
I am everywhere.
Did none of my shot.
Killed.
Oh my god. I pressed the crowd. That's what. Y'all saw how it just got. I just died. Oh my god, I'm lagging too. Fucking lag. There is a way out. Oh my god. Where am I getting shot from?
Unimportant.
remaining.
Experiment complete. No.
Can't move.
Dominating.
Removed.
5 kills remaining.
Let go. Disappear.
1 kill remaining.
I just spawned.
No.
I hit that nigga. I don't care. Well, chat, I just want to play one game for y'all. I see y'all.